Okay, folks, we are, this is an emergency live stream here. We call it the Pod at the Palace live stream. Happened to be a night where I happened to be at the office doing some stuff for this week and started getting a lot of legs, and want to give credit where credit is due. First reported by Wes Moore of KARK, or no, excuse me, I want to make Fox 16 down in Central Arkansas, as well as 103.7 The Buzz. And he has put it out there, and I texted Wes, and I trust Wes. Wes is a good dude who, is a guy I don't think that would just say stuff just to say it. But he started saying that John Calipari, the head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats, is going to, and let me read the tweet verbatim, Curtis, before we jump into it.
Okay.
Multiple sources are telling me Arkansas is zeroed in on John Calipari. Barring any last-minute issues, I expect him to be named the Razorbacks' new head coach. On top of that, I have gotten text from people who haven't confirmed any report, but have said that there is a lot of legs to the report that John Calipari would be leaving Kentucky for the Arkansas Razorback job. Your thoughts, if assuming this report is true?
Well, I text my ace source over there on campus and said, on a scale of 1 to 10, like, how confident are you in there being legs to this? And he said above a 5. That's good enough for me.
It's above a 50%.
To at least consider this to have some serious legs. I definitely don't know that anything is finalized or whatever, but it's John Calipari, man. If there's some realness to this, it's big enough news for us to be on here talking about.
Yep.
This started stirring up, I guess, yesterday sometime, or maybe the day before. Just the thought that there were some prominent money players, that are around the University of Arkansas that were infatuated with the idea. Obviously, Cal is a very highly paid man. If he's not the highest paid coach in the country anymore, he's damn near it. I think he's making 8.5 a year or whatever, which is ridiculous. I brushed it off this entire time because of the financial aspect of it all. Because if you really think about it, Coach Cal would make more in annual salary this year at Kentucky than Eric Musselman, his entire coaching staff, and Arkansas's entire NIL budget combined.
When you put it that way,
that's crazy. And so I just didn't think there was any possibility there, and I have no idea what a contract for him might look like. I've heard that the buyout for him, if they were to fire him, would be crazy money. Yeah. $30 some odd million. But if he was to take another job, I don't know for sure. I've heard some people say it's nothing.
See, I've heard that too, and I didn't know.
I don't know. This is too new for me to have the contract in front of me right now, so I have no idea. I'll listen to anybody in the chat who has something to say about it.
Let us know.
But this is wild because this coaching search has been absolute bonkers, and it's been very difficult to follow. And it hasn't just been us. It's been people who do this for a living nationally who said, we don't know what the hell Arkansas is doing. Or Hunter Yurachek, what's he got going on? They missed on Chris Beard. Whatever happened with Jerome Tang? Oh, they're not going to offer Will Wade because Greg Sankey's pissed about it. Oh, Chris Jans and Darrell Walker are interviewing. It's been crazy. And the only thing that could have made it crazier is to have this break tonight about the possibility of John Calipari.
Of all coaches.
Oh, man.
I got to the point, Curtis, where because of the madness, I was like, all right, this is either going to go one of two ways. It's either going to go a way of Arkansas is going to get a coach that is going to be awful, like an awful hire, I should say, like just where no one's excited, no one likes it, and everyone's just like, whatever. Or it's going to be somebody that no one sees coming, and it ends up blowing people's minds. Now, again, it's not confirmed just yet, folks. No. It's not confirmed.
That's why there's a question mark at the end of this.
That's why we put that. I want to make sure that the question mark's there. But there are legitimate reports coming from legitimate people that say that this is a real thing, that John Calipari is in at least serious talks, that he would be coach, even to the extent of barring anything crazy, he will be the next head coach. And for those of you who need a little bit of a background on old Calipari, he's got a decent record overall in college, 813 and 260. Not too bad. He's at the ripe old age of 65 years old. His annual salary, Curtis, as we talked about, is $8.53 million.
That's decent money.
Decent amount of money. Since he's been at Kentucky, he's been 410 and 122. He's won a national championship. He's been to the Final Four 6 times as a coach. Has won the SEC tournament 6 times, won the SEC regular season 6 times, been the 3 times Naismith College Coach of the Year. Like everyone knows how big of his resume is.
And lost to Oakland.
Lost to Oakland. Yes. Yes. So I'll be honest. Like, I mean, he's definitely lost a little bit of his luster. Let's just be real about it, because he has not gotten to the second weekend in the NCAA tournament since 2019. Where they missed postseason, of course, because COVID. Then they actually did miss postseason because they didn't win enough games. Then bounced out of the first round in 2022, bounced out of the second round in 2023, and then bounced out of the first round this past year. So, I mean, he's got, again, his resume's there, but just being honest, his past 4 seasons have not exactly been great, especially in postseason play.
Yeah, for sure. And, he's always been a guy that's kind of modeled the one and done.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a ton of really, really good freshmen this year. And rightfully so. I mean, Kentucky's one of the top 2 to 3 jobs in the country. Probably the best, quite honestly. And they've always just had that reputation. He's had great young talent, but the game's evolved, right?
Mm-hmm.
The transfer portal is a huge thing. And he's utilized it some. We now got Trey Mitchell this year. He got Antonio Reeves out of that thing in the past. And he's had transfers, but he still has built his rosters through youth. And maybe that's some of what's cost him early in the tournament. But talent's never been in freaking question, man. That's for sure there. And it's if you take away the money aspect of it, and that's what's got me so hung up on it. A couple things. Like, one, he's been at Kentucky so long, and he's to this point in his career where it's like, really? He's got all this money that he can make. He can just kind of ride off into the sunset. I think there's a clause in his contract that at any point after, it might be pretty soon, that he could just not coach and be in the athletic administration at Kentucky, like an assistant AD or something. Again, I don't have the contract in front of me because I didn't know this was going to happen, but a pretty nice setup there. But for the reasons that you mentioned, with them not having tournament success, that fan base has been frustrated. They've been fed up, and it's kind of been this next year kind of thing. And he's kind of run out of years. And so you've wondered after this situation with Oakland, in the NCAA tournament when they lost because whatever that kid's name is hit 10 threes. Whatever. It's almost like there's no coming back from that.
Yep.
And I know that the AD over there came out and said, hey, he's our guy next year, whatever. But it's almost like a matter of time. Mm-hmm. And I know that there was some thought, maybe Texas last year, right, was something that was thrown up. I know when that USC job was flirted to come open, obviously we know who's there now. Whatever, dude, see ya. Yeah. But that was something that was floated right away. I think that might be interesting for Cal if he was looking to get out. So the desire to do something new could be there. Yeah. And if anyone understands just kind of the value in the Arkansas job, it would be him. Yes. So it's not. It feels crazy, and it is crazy, but if you really dive into the weeds of it, it's not the wildest thing in the world to consider.
Yeah, I was even thinking about when I was, again, texting my guys in Kentucky, and I'll just be honest, I've been texting Matt Jones at Kentucky Sports Radio. And if anybody is going to know for a fact about the Calipari situation, he will. And he messaged me and just said, I haven't heard anything, but it wouldn't be a shocking thing. It wouldn't be like, oh my goodness, like this happened. So that's when I started, because I saw the reports, and Curtis, you know this better than anybody, man. Like, we've seen so much bull crap this past few 3, 4, 5 days. Like, we've just seen so much nonsense. It's been hard to really filter it all out. But I'm telling you right now, this is something to where it's got, like, even Dan Wolkin, say what you want about the guy. I don't really care for him necessarily, but even he's chiming in saying, I'm hearing this stuff. Aaron Torres, a good friend of mine, he's texting me. He's like, dude, I'm hearing this. So when all of this starts to come along, and we've had people tell you something, and then some other people here and there would hear about it. But the fact that it's not just locally but nationally, that's what's really going to be like, okay, maybe this is a different type of animal. This is something that at least more and more people are hearing a lot about. But real quick, just want to read the Matt Jones tweets, because again, he's going to be on top of it. The Kentucky Sports Radio, not former Razorback. But he says, for what it's worth, no one on the Kentucky side is confirming this stuff yet. But one of the things to remember is that Calipari has no buyout when he leaves. He can go, and Arkansas would owe Kentucky zero money, but Kentucky would have to pay out, but Kentucky would not have to pay out the rest of his contract. And then he goes on to say, I would still say this, until someone on the Kentucky side or Calipari side says he is leaving, I will assume he remains in Lexington, but we shall see. So
they're entertaining the possibility here.
Yes. And the connections of the no buyout is I mean, I feel like it's pretty good if you don't have to buy a coach for money, So all the points you raised, it's craziness, it's mind-boggling, but it does make sense.
It really does,
make
man.
sense.
And honestly, if you just put this situation in a vacuum and then you put a gun to my head and said, all right, is John Calipari going to be Arkansas's coach next year or no? I would say, nah, probably not. There's no way, right? But this has just it's been so wild, and there's just been so much confusion about what's actually going on that nothing would really, really surprise me at this point. But man, John Calipari, that would just have to be. It would almost have to be one of those things where we would have to be at the airport seeing him get off the plane before I really believe it.
Yes.
Could you imagine? Let's think about this for a minute. We're gonna have some fun here. Could you imagine Coach Cal calling the Hogs?
No, I can't. Would his suit be able to get his arms up long enough to do that?
I don't know.
Dude, now I want to see this just for that part, just to see him call the Hogs. Would he call the Hogs? He'd have to, I guess.
I don't think he has a choice. I mean, it's probably in the contract, honestly. And it's just absolutely nuts, man. I don't know, but this is the excitement we needed.
Yes.
Because it's kind of been like one kick in the pants over and over and over for the last few days. And it was getting bleak there for a minute today. I mean, you hear quite a bit of stuff about, Will Wade, and did he interview? Did he not? Is Sankey, trying to hold up the potential of the hire? Is he not? Is Yurchek going to pull the trigger on it? Is he not? And everything was so focused on that. And in the background, you've got but if that falls through, watch out for Chris Jans. And then the whole time, this stuff with Cal has been kind of circulating in the background. There was enough yesterday I added him to the hot board last night, just basically saying, I don't think it's going to happen for financial purposes, but once you hear something enough times, it's well, you got to at least pay attention to it. And now here we are. I'm just kind of waiting. I keep checking my phone to see if Goodman or Norlander or somebody is nope. Sources say he's emerged as a primary candidate.
Man, this is, and what, just to look at it in the going back to the idea there, the thoughts that you had about the money. Yeah. Arkansas would not owe him. But I mean, what was Musk making? $3.5 million per year, roughly? 4.2. So you're talking about there's no way Arkansas would pay $8.5 million for a basketball coach. There's just no way.
No.
And so that to me would show Calipari's willing to take a 50% pay cut at best, maybe.
Yeah.
And that, like you said, does not include NIL, does not include any of the other stuff, does not include a staff that he's 100% going to assemble. So it's that's what I'm stuck on, is Calipari really willing to just take this huge pay cut to come to Arkansas? Is he that much wanting to get out of Kentucky? And I know he's always thought highly about the Razorback job, but that to me is a lot of money to be taken out, and unless they're just really somebody's got some hidden treasure somewhere, and they're going to be paying them a ton of money.
That's definitely my biggest hang up on it right now. We've heard, and it's just through the grapevine stuff. I don't know, but I've heard $5 million for Beard. Oh, maybe it was $5 million for Tang, whatever. And so you think, okay, well, a guy like Cal, maybe you go north of that. But all the way to 8.5, I have a hard time believing it. The same thing with the staff, and I don't know, but the other thing, and honestly, I'm not trying to throw a lot of shade here, but you think Juracek could really pull this off?
Dude, it's gonna take some acorns on his part, dude.
I just don't know, man.
Like, because you talk about it, I mean, this has been the most classic Razorback coaching search of all time. Again, want to reiterate, it's not confirmed, it's just reported as of right now. But the roller coaster of like Chris Beard, no, and then Will Wade, and then Jerome Tan, but then you start, getting Chris Jans, ooh, and then the Darrell Walker. What? Like, what are we doing? Like, everyone's freaking out. They're like, what a joke this has become. Gross, disgusting. And then here we are at, around 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday. Like, just the bomb drops about the Calipari thing, and everyone just like loses their minds. And this is like, the Beard hire would have been a big one. The Will Wade hire would have been a big one. But when you're talking about making a major impact on the college basketball landscape,
yes,
there would be no bigger hire than getting John Calipari to leave Kentucky to come to Arkansas. Like that, as far as splashes and getting on the map, there would not be a bigger hire than John Calipari.
I mean, it would be the ultimate flex, And I really, thinking about it from a basketball standpoint, I'm not even entirely sure how well it would work.
I don't either.
There's a high floor, I think, with a Coach Cal team, just because of the way that he can recruit and the mystique that he has with him. But I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, it's going to be a guaranteed Final Four within 3 years or whatever. And you said, what is he, 65?
Yeah, he's 65
Like,
years
I don't
old.
know like how many years he has left. He looks great. Whatever. I would absolutely love the idea of, being on the beat for a John Calipari coach team and go to the press conferences that he chooses to attend after games or whatever. It's just it's very surreal to think about. But here's the other thing, man. Whether it's fair or not, with the way that this started to get leaked around, Juracek's in a tough spot now, dude.
Oh,
like
dude.
he already was,
Dude,
obviously. But if you miss on Beard, and then people weren't that excited about Tang, but it doesn't work out there for whatever reason. You balk on Will Wade, and then this John Calipari stuff goes crazy, and then you wind up with. I don't want to talk bad about anybody I might have to cover, but some of the other guys who've been thrown out there, then it's like, dang.
This like now this has to happen. Like this has to happen because if not, if it ends up being, and I actually like the coach, and I got a lot of hell for even tweeting out that I like the hire if it was him. But if it ends up being like a Chris Jans, people are going to be even more irate than what they were yesterday when I was talking about it. So now, because it's all up here. Like, I say what you want about Calipari. The dude can coach. I dislike the guy, but I always respected the guy. And should he have won more championships than probably just one? Yes. But when you're talking about other names, Arkansas, I mean, where would you put it, Curtis, as far as all the actual legitimate names realistically that could have been at Arkansas? Like, where would he rank among all those coaches? Like now, is he like under Beard and under Wade? I mean, where does he rank among those guys?
I think he'd still be over Wade. It's tough with Beard, man, because he's a rising star. Like Chris Beard is the kind of guy, like if Cal came to Arkansas, he might go to Kentucky.
Yeah,
he's that kind of dude.
which
would probably piss a lot of people off.
Yeah.
So I might put him a peg down there, but Wade has a lot of intrigue to me just because he's so young and he's lethal, as a recruiter and stuff. But he ain't Cal, not yet.
No.
So I mean, he would be like a 1A, 1B kind of thing, maybe. But I mean,
By the way, shout out to all 8,000 of you people watching live right now. It's almost like this is a big deal to you guys.
Yeah, this is nuts.
Yeah, this is a next level craziness. But I'm at the point now where I'm all in on Calipari.
Get him in here. Let's go.
Get him in here. Like I said, let him call the Hogs, see how that goes. Like that Curtis, I know, again, it's just still got a lot to go until it, but I just imagine him in his suit with a red tie instead of a blue tie. And what he would say, and then the Kentucky fans of them kind of, because he's been at Kentucky since 2008, I believe, 2009. I can pull it up.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he's been at Kentucky for a long time.
Yeah.
And he was a guy I hated when he was at UMass.
Yep.
I hated him when he was at in Memphis.
I might have hated him the most when he was at Memphis.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah. And I even hated him in the beginning of Kentucky. I kind of softened on him a little bit, probably like 2015, 2016, because it's just like, you know, he is who he is. But like, I'd be curious. I mean, does he bring Kenny Payne back? Like, I mean, you know, he needs a job. Does Kenny Payne get on the sidelines for Arkansas?
Yeah, I wonder what that staff might look like. That's actually a really interesting thought with Kenny Payne.
Maybe what was the guy that was at Auburn? He was the coach at Auburn for a second, and he was terrible there too. He's the one that shoved JJ Sullinger.
Oh man,
Dude, what was his
remember his name.
Somebody in the chat's gonna yell at us about it. So.
Yeah, we probably need some help there.
Yeah, but either way, Tony Barbie. That was his
Thank
name.
you.
Yeah,
Okay,
Tony
yeah.
Barbie. So yeah, maybe they bring all the crew back, and I mean, is Drake going to show up at Arkansas games? You know,
Might as well. I mean, if Deuce did for months.
Yeah,
I mean, up the ante a little bit.
yeah. So, geez, it's just still it's an incredible thing to even be discussing seriously right now.
I love this.
I do too.
I absolutely love it, man.
I do too.
We
And-
needed this because it was getting dark and clouded. I mean, we were in our group chat with all the guys here earlier, and it was like, you're like, I'm gonna be in the office tonight, and I might do some just in case stuff,
Yeah.
in case something pops. Like, who are some of the candidates? And it's like, I don't know, we'll get a Will Wade thing ready, and I guess Chris Jans, maybe I don't know,
Buzz Williams.
yeah. And then had you done a Cal one yet?
No.
Okay.
I had not. And the only time I did it is I put it on there, and then I was like, well, since we'll go live tonight, let's just put a question mark at the end of it. Because I feel like, Curtis, going back, if this is true, if this ends up being true, I mean, what, first thing in the morning, pretty much, it's going to be announced, like Cal is way too big of a celebrity in basketball.
Yeah.
You can't, this is no longer about like, just rumors and spec. No, this is now like, you got to put out a statement if it's not true. Like you're going to have to put out.
Something has to happen here.
Yeah.
And what I love about this is, as we're talking about this, I'm checking my phone and reading text and everything else, but
Trying to keep up with everything.
I've also got shout out to the boys over at the Dixon Discord.
Yeah.
But they're posting tweets from like every Kentucky beat writer, and it's just like, all I'll say is this: it's more than just a rumor.
Yeah.
That's it. There's legs to this, and it's just like, damn, this might actually be a thing.
I know. And well, here's the thing I know also about Cal. He's respected Arkansas. He's respected the program. He always has. And he loves him some Rick Hermans. Because when he
does love him some Hermans.
When he's in here in town, he goes to Herman's every time and loves it, takes a picture of it and everything. So it's
Do you think that could be where his show, like John Calipari Live, would be from Herman's?
I think they
I don't want to take anything away from Sassy.
Yeah, I think they have a contract with Sassy for like another year, but I don't know. Maybe that's something they work into the buyout.
Maybe he could do his intro presser from.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, that would just be electric. I just gave Cal Parr a follow on Twitter, so if he follows me back, we'll know.
Yeah,
we'll know it's
that's
confirmed
the key for sure.
But it is again, if you're just joining us here on the stream, folks, we are discussing the absolute legitimacy of the whole deal with Calipari, because I mean, and there's a lot of other things that we've talked about too of connections. So there's another connection that this is just cliche to say, but it's true. John Tyson and John Calipari have a big relationship. Like they've been very close for many years. When Calipari was at Memphis, he recruited in the state of Arkansas. We know he recruited Malik Monk. He got Archie Goodwin. I think that may have been the only two Arkansas players he got at Kentucky that I know of.
Decent ones there.
Yeah, not bad. So he's got experience. He's a winning coach, and talk about his postseason success or lack thereof over the past few years. Here's the thing, though: the dude was churning out 20 to 25 wins a season, like regular season. So I know that success is only merited when it comes to the postseason, but you at least know at worst with Calipari coming to Arkansas, assuming it's true, you're getting a guy who's going to be in the NCAA tournament pretty much every single year.
Yep.
They're going to be a team that has high quality, high caliber talent.
Yep.
NBA dudes. And you know that they're going to be competing for SEC regular season title, tournament titles. And if they put it together the right way, and the NCAA tournament titles.
The spotlight's on you, man.
Mhm.
Like you're going to have that. It would be Well, I shouldn't say it's because I was going to say it would be different on the sidelines with Cal's decor as opposed to Muss's. But I think I've seen Cal in a few games past year or two in like a quarter zip and stuff. So I think he's come up off the nice suits a little bit. But he's got some suit game to him that I wouldn't say it's Mike Anderson level, but he's got
close.
he's got some drip to him.
Maybe goes the quarter zip route and just sticks with that at Arkansas. You know, like new school, new me, new team, new me,
exactly.
type thing.
Here's what I want to know, and maybe this is something for people to start throwing in the chat. Your reaction to this. So let's live in a hypothetical world now where I understand if the Coach Cal thing doesn't work out and you wind up with some guy on the periphery or whatever, you're going to be ticked off. Let's say that the Cal thing doesn't work out, but then Will Wade, which I'm not sure that's a thing or not.
Yeah.
But let's say Cal doesn't work out, Will Wade happens tomorrow morning. How do you feel? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Because people are all over that, right? And now it's like
I think now I could be wrong. I could be totally misrepresenting our streamers, and again, thank you to now all 9,000 of you people out there. That's unreal. But I don't want to speak for everybody, but I feel like most fans that I've heard from and all that would be still really fine with Will Wade.
I think so too.
Like now, Calipari again is Calipari, but Wade would also be like, okay, well that's still really good, because I feel like I even tweeted it out today, Curtis, and we've talked about it, that before the Calipari nonsense just happened, Will Wade was really the only remaining realistic, legitimate candidate that I felt like the majority of Razorback fans would be on board with. So if it's either Calipari or Will Wade, I think most people would be kind of the same, or at least close to the same, of being like, hey, it's a lot better than what we thought it was going to end up being at this point.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And the other thing to consider here, like Tremont Mark hit the portal.
Yep, just
earlier today.
Yep, that's right.
And so as of right now, you have Trevin Brazile. Spoiler alert, he's going to declare for the draft.
Yeah, I kind of felt that way.
And Isaiah Elam as a freshman signee who I would just be stunned if he doesn't, at the very least, reopen his commitment. You need an entire roster
Yes.
worth of players at this point. And so there's a couple things to consider when that's the case. Like one, well, who can you hire who can come in and do that through the portal? Who's got the cachet to do that? And like they call Will Wade the American gangster for a reason. Like he would get a freaking team full of dudes.
Yeah.
Cal, we know he's not the biggest transfer portal guru or whatever in the world, but what we do know is that he can freaking recruit. He would get a bunch of dudes, and then you also then have to start considering, well, what about his high school class, right? Because they've got the number 2 class in the country.
Good. It's not bad.
With 4 or 5 stars.
Oh, that's pretty good.
I'm looking at it right now. Like you've got a top 10 guy in Jaden Quaintance, a 6'9" forward. I like the way that sounds. You've got the number 20 overall player in Carter Knox. Remember the Knox name?
Yeah.
From the Kentucky days. Samto Cyril, a 6'10", 240-pounder, a top 50 kid. Boogie Fland, a top 25 point guard. How many of those guys would come with Cal?
Even half of them would be awesome.
Get a couple of them, and that's a start. And then you wonder, there are guys who have hit the portal from Arkansas who, obviously, like you don't have a coach. Like you got to explore your options, but they like their time at Fayetteville. And depending on who the coach is, might be open to coming back. And I think about a Caleb Battle, and I think about a Layden Blocker, and I think about, even a Devo Davis or whoever. Like you could at least get a baseline of your roster from dudes who have dipped out from Arkansas in the portal or guys who are committed at Kentucky already. And then you go into the portal, and instead of having to get 13 guys, then it's actually really just like 4 or 5, and you got a pretty solid squad. So
all right, I want to read this also too from Aaron Gershon, who is a beat writer
24/7.
for 24/7 Sports for Kentucky, not Arkansas. And no, this is Kentucky. He tweeted out. He said this was about 10 minutes ago. He says, "I'll say this: this is much more than just rumors with Calipari in Arkansas. There is some real smoke." So I'm just going to continue to read more legitimate outside of, the state of Arkansas, or just the outside of the, common rabble on Twitter that brings it up. But I mean, these are Kentucky reporters and Kentucky writers and people who are in the know that, again, they would not put it out there that there was something to it unless there was actually something to it. So again, we don't know if it gets done. But we are at least at the point, Curtis, where it's like, this is
a thing.
This is a thing.
There's a reason we're talking about it for sure.
Yeah.
By the way, Sidelines Arkansas on Twitter says if we actually hire Cal, my nudes actually will be in the bio. So there's that.
I feel like there'll be a few nudes in the bio, not just for his, not just Sidelines, but for a lot of other people.
Oh man, this is absolutely wild.
Yeah, this is exactly. Yeah, I mean, we both felt like this is how our Sunday night was going to go.
Yeah, no doubt.
About Cal. I mean, as crazy as it was seeing Muss no longer the coach at Arkansas, I think it would be twice as ridiculous as Calipari being the next head coach of Arkansas.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, just insane.
I had just about given up on it for the day. Like, I stepped away from it, and then I was talking to my wife, Michelle, and I was like, "Oh, let's go out and get something to eat." We were at shout out Rock and Roll Sushi.
Oh, great spot!
And
great spot.
Hit Andy's for a little ice cream on the way home.
That's there.
I've got it right here. And then this started happening as I was driving back, and I mean, you can vouch for this. I was even like, yeah, I don't know. By the time I got in the driveway, it was like, dang, I gotta get up here. we gotta talk about this.
Because I was putting stuff together for this week, and putting stuff together for the possibility of who it could be hired, and then I started. So again, going back to it, Wes Moore was the first one, a Fox 16, as well as 103.7 The Buzz, the first one that was to report this, and again, I like Wes, I respect him. I texted him, I was like, man, are you sure about this? Because again, I know Wes. Wes would not put something out like that unless he legitimately had stuff. Yeah, he's not.
I would do it as a troll.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't tweet all that much as it is. And he was like, I got 3 sources that confirmed to me. He's like, I had been sitting on it for a while, but I was waiting on that 3rd source, and when it hit, that's when I knew. And so he puts it out there, and when I saw that, I'm like, oh, okay. I triple checked to make sure that Wes's Twitter account was not a fake Twitter, not a fake anything, but it was real. And that's when I was like, okay. And then people started getting up, and then I got phone calls. Okay, what's going on? Would you just get something? What was that a reaction to?
The legendary Trilly Donovan was all over it now.
Okay. Now that Trilly Donovan's on it, we're just adding.
No way.
Adding bricks one on top of the other, man. Adding bricks one on top of the other. Here, I mean, this is legit, folks. This is legit. I got text from college basketball national guys, my buddy Aaron Torres, Bobby Regan from Barstool Sports. I got text from, I've been texting back and forth with Matt Jones from Kentucky Sports Radio. I mean, I got people on staff for other sports at the U of A texting me. They're like, is this real? Is this serious? And it's like, yeah, it is. It's real, buddy. It's real. And again, not confirmed, but Curtis, I don't know what else, unless Matt Jones of Kentucky Sports Radio says it's legit or whatever, or maybe if there's some sort of report, like, I mean, I'm at kind of like, it's almost like election night when it has the percentages that go back and forth. It's like the percentage keeps rising for this being legitimate, that it will actually end up being John Calipari as the next head coach of Arkansas. That sentence I just said doesn't even make sense to me. Like, I mean, unbelievable. How did we get to this point?
I just don't know. I have no idea.
Like, I mean, again,
if this happens, I'm willing to turn the propaganda machine and say, this is your checks plan all along.
Yeah.
Everything else was a smokescreen.
Totally. It was all a ploy and what was happening here. But yeah, it is, again, for those of you just joining, Calipari has no buyout. If he wanted to leave Kentucky for Arkansas, he is owed $0. Zero. Like, Arkansas has to pay no buyout, which is huge. But again, as we mentioned, his salary and the amount of money that he brings in is unreal, and how much he has. So it's just like, but going back to the point, because again, we're going to regurgitate, but some of it is just, repeating because we have more people in the chat and more people watching, which again, folks, appreciate all of you watching in and listening in. I mean, we hit the over the 10K mark here right now, folks.
Crazy.
So, but Curtis, I'll say it. If it's Calipari, I love it. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, national championships, but I love it. And I'm not going to be mad about it. I'm not going to be like, this is bad, whatever. If it ends up being Calipari, I'm all in. Give it to me. I just let's see what happens. Like, what's the worst thing that could happen? You know, like, let's see what happens if it's Calipari.
Yeah, I mean, like I said earlier, I feel like there's a high floor here, if that's the case, and it's just from even like an outside of basketball standpoint, just from a national boom perspective, the national championship game is tomorrow, and Cal to Arkansas would be a bigger deal than UConn versus Purdue. It just would.
100%.
Like they would talk about that up until tip off.
Yep.
And they talk about it every time there was a dead ball during the game.
Be like, Zach Edey over here is looking pretty good, but I mean, Calipari's going to Arkansas.
Yeah.
Calipari's going to Arkansas. And Curtis, I got two more texts. I won't say who they're from. I got two more texts though. One of them, I again, truly trust, truly believe everything, but they said it's done. They said it's done. Again, just throwing it out there. I have nothing as far as confirmed, but people that I know and people that one of them I haven't talked to in years, but definitely is in the know, told me that, yeah, it's a thing. It's happening.
What do you think the odds of us getting John Calipari up here for an interview?
Oh, dude, he's going to come here first. Like, he's going to be like, yeah, well, hold on a second. I'm not going to Herman's or the Bud Walton.
Yeah.
I got stopped by Natty State Sports.
He might want some space up here.
We'll rent about some. Yeah. We got plenty. Yeah. We'll give him a spot.
He can take my seat over there.
Yeah. He can take my office. He can take whatever he wants. He can take my studio. He can take our kegerator. I mean,
whatever he wants.
Yeah. Like, this is the things. Like, he can have whatever he wants out of it. But this is, again, just continuing to try to keep on it. Bob Holt's now on top of it too. Shout out to Bob Holt. So Bob Holt is on it.
Bob was on the Jans and Walker interviews last night.
That's right. And how great, like the last time, real quick about the Bob. Remember Bob Holt and Calipari at SEC Media Days mixed it up. Why you always want to ask about Arkansas? But go ahead. Well, why you always want to talk about Kentucky?
Yeah.
Like, it was a fun thing. So.
That would be electric. I don't want to talk about Bob's business here, but we did have lunch with him on Friday, and I don't think he'd mind us saying this, he was a little bit down that months left, because from a media standpoint,
he was great.
He's a great cover, especially on the beat. Bob wasn't thrilled about the idea of a coaching search and having to cover somebody else. I think Cal might be one of the few exceptions where Bob might be reinvigorated. Mm-hmm. He might be on the beat until he's 100, man.
Oh man, yeah, he's iconic.
This is gonna do wonders for him.
All right, Kentucky Sports Radio is now on it. Jack Pilgrim, who also know, he has put out an official article on KSR.com. It's part of the On3 network. But he says that he put out the title, "Is John Calipari going to take the Arkansas job?" He says, "Yeah, those are words I never thought I'd type, but here we are, asking if Coach Cal's making the move to Arkansas." Rumors and scuttlebutt have been connecting Calipari to the Razorbacks ever since Chris Beard and Jerome Tang fell through. But how much of it is hope coming from Fayetteville? Well, so much local media members are reporting it. That's there. Talked about Wes Moore doing it. And says everything's running rampant on the Arkansas side, but on the Kentucky side, there is dead silence. No confirmations that anything's a done deal. However, it's something to process and to navigate. So, but I feel like if there's dead silence, again, from guys like Matt Jones, those guys have actual legit, like he has Calipari's number type stuff.
Yeah. I mean, those dudes are super plugged. Sourced up. They wouldn't just run with BS. I mean, there's enough to this. But are we gonna have to draft up the Hello Darkness mile? Are we gonna get our hearts broken here?
I mean, I'm ready to get hurt again.
Are you?
I'm ready to get hurt again. Yes, because this is worth getting hurt over. Like, it's one thing if you just it would be one thing if it was, like the Chris Beard thing was, that hurt for Razorback fans, because you got hyped up and excited about it. But there was still just some weirdness to it, and it just didn't work out. But because you were down here at the lowest, you're willing to get hurt when it's back up here real quick, like that, and snap of the fingers. Like, you're willing to do it. And again, Matt Jones quote tweeted Bob Holt reporting on it, and Matt Jones says, "This is the reporter who has covered Arkansas longer than anyone." So he's at least giving credit where credit's due to old Bob. But
Oh, goodness gracious.
I mean, Twitter, social media is on fire right now. I mean, it is insane. Everybody's talking about it. I know Brandon Marcello was a guy I texted about. He was talking about it. He's heard same things. And I mean, this is, I'm trying to process this. Like, man, I was looking to turn in early tonight and, like, you know, have a nice seafood dinner, you know, I can go home, but like my energy's just been bursted right now. Like I'm right here with it, man. And I think that, again, I want to make sure that we say that it's not done yet, but I just keep thinking this stuff like you were talking about, him doing it in the press conference, calling the Hogs, you know, him talking with Bob Holt and press conference, like getting John Calipari up here to Natty State Sports studios on the 6th floor in person.
I mean, come on, man.
I'd crap my pants. Like, I'd be like, what? Yeah, this is something we all, you know, we started the company. We thought we were going to get John Calipari up here one day. Like, just the absurdity of it all, if that was the case, is just, oh man, I'm trying to process it. But
get it to the finish line, man.
I love this. I love this so much. We got so many people in the chat. I wish we could get to it, folks, but there's so much.
Yeah,
there's so much.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
it's rolling off so quick that, like,
yeah. I mean, it's hard to keep up with. But
has there been a situation since Cal's been at Kentucky where it's gotten to this point with him in another job?
Dude, I don't think so. The closest thing I think was when he got connected with the Cleveland Cavaliers job after because it was when LeBron was still there. I think it's after who was the coach that was like, he was like Russian or something like that. That was the Cavaliers coach who got fired midseason.
David Blatt, dude?
David Blatt, yeah. So he got fired. And I think that was the closest, because I think that was the time where Calipari actually had to come out and said, like, no, I'm not going. Like, that's the only time I can think of off the top of my head of that actually being a thing for that. So, because look at this. Like, somebody just quote tweeted this picture. From John Calipari tweeted this back in 2015. He's like, with Harold Ford, John Tyson, John Randall Tyson, John Davidson, and Drew Katz. Some old friends. There's just a picture with all of them together.
Dude.
Just hanging out back in 2015. So maybe they'll be recapturing that picture there too. But
we think about too, like, how much money he's making at Kentucky and everything. And I mean, he's obviously not going to work for free or whatever, but he's got more money than he'll ever know what to do with. And so I wonder how much of a big deal that is for him. Like, he would be compensated incredibly well regardless, but I wonder how much of it for him is like, just like, I would want a fresh start and make sure I've got the NIL, whatever, and the resources that I need, and just try to come.
Yeah, like, because that's the thing is, he would not, Curtis, like, you know this, dude. There was other jobs that were opened up.
Yeah,
that you could say were either on par or just as good or better than what Arkansas was. And there was nothing about Calipari going to those places. Like, I have a hard time believing, I'm not saying Calipari would have done this, but like, if Louisville, they would have been like talking with Calipari, I think he would have 100% listened, and you would have been a report. Or same thing with, you know, if it was USC or any of these jobs, or at least you would have gotten word that he was looking to get out, you know, there would have been something. But this being the job where is the first time you ever hear about it, and first time it's actually, you know, getting some smoke behind it. It's like, what did Arkansas have? What did Arkansas get? Was it something that they just decided to throw the kitchen sink at him in money? Is it that they gave him some promises that somebody came in the clutch? I'm wondering what is alluring Calipari to the Arkansas job, where if he truly wanted to, he could have probably gotten any job he wanted this past offseason. Like, I don't know.
Friends in the right places,
I guess.
I mean, holy cow.
Yeah. I mean, I got SEC Network people on it now, just making comments. They're not reporting anything. But like Peter Burns says, wouldn't be the worst PR move if Cal flirted with Arkansas only to say his heart is still in Lexington.
Hey, could you not?
Yeah. It's like, hey, listen.
Not right now. Not yet.
Yeah, let's at least let the sizzle. Yeah, let's at least let it sizzle for a little bit. But yeah, this is a thing, and you know, thinking about, it's funny just thinking about his connections here, and also the relationship him and Muss had was really funny too. Like, they were really Muss. I'll be honest, we can probably say it now. There are certain coaches Muss hated in this conference.
Yep.
Hated. Multiple ones. And you could probably guess them. But the one he always brought up that he actually liked and respected and enjoyed was John Calipari.
No doubt about it, man. Yeah. I mean, especially at this point, I don't care if he hears it or not. But yeah, like he was pretty open with us off the record on, maybe who he didn't like that much. But I remember him specifically getting asked at an SEC media day one time. We were sitting at a lunch and it was like, who do you like in this conference? Like, do you have a friend? And he's like, Coach Cal. Love Coach Cal.
Like, just not even hesitating.
Yeah, like just right away.
And you think about the pick, like then when they interacted like you saw them like at games and stuff, like they chucked it up, they yucked it up, they talked, they were having fun.
And Muss isn't big about that.
No, he's not. Yeah. No, he's not. And I think because there's a similarity between the two, both pro-minded coaches. And so that's kind of another interesting thing to hear about. And not that I don't know if you would want it, because I know you have his contact, and I don't know, maybe you would say it, but I would love to know, again, if this happens, what Muss's reaction would be to Calipari coming to Arkansas. Like, I just out of curiosity, not that anyone cares, but just to know that because they have the respect and everything, like how would that happen? So
I'll text him.
You should. I mean, hey, listen, the worst thing he says is, nothing. So, yeah, that'd be great to hear from him and how that's all going on. But, man, the thing is like, I know we can't obviously live stream all night, but I keep pointing, I'm like, I just know once we end the stream, then that's when like the actual news is going to break or something. So,
I know. I can't imagine us getting through the night without
something.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm going to be really upset if that's the case because I'm not going to sleep.
No. Absolutely not. And again, it's Calipari.
Yeah.
Like, he's got to say something. I got
to get his noties on, man.
Yeah, like, I mean, he's got to say something. Like, and if not, then, again, I'm just going to be very disappointed if nobody has said anything. But, again, I think this is, again, if it's a hire, I think it's a hire that makes Yurachek kind of, in good graces for Razorback fans once again.
Yeah, he'll have saved himself until about week 4 of football season.
Yep, and it's like he will be as happy as a clam coming out with a big smile. Like the smile on his face in that press conference when he walks out there with John Calipari would be huge. But
I would run back the bus video with a Calipari angle for sure if I was him.
Oh man, please. I don't think the Cal bus has the same ring to it, but you could make something happen.
Make it
like
work. Yeah.
You can have it happen. So yeah. But okay, so let's again play this what if game, Curtis. If it's happening, like, I mean, do we get an official announcement in the morning at press conference Tuesday? Like,
I think that's what it would be.
Yeah.
I think with something like this, there are some cases where you might not want to do this on the day of the championship game. This is an exception.
That's it. You would want to.
And I think that would be the case. First of all, I'm just assuming Cal's probably in Phoenix at the Final Four in the title game, I would imagine. But yeah, if this is going to be a thing, it's not going to drag out. Like it'll be tomorrow announced, Tuesday presser, Wednesday portal. Let's go.
I could see it because the Monday, because what time is this championship game? It's like usually fairly late. It's like 7:30.
Yeah, it's a little bit later.
But I feel like probably around, right before end is probably, I could see the announcement happen, when they start the pregame show or whatever. And then it's just on people's faces that are melting. And then it's like, getting talked about 24/7 there. And, you got Kentucky media that's talking about it and everybody in the college landscape, NBA landscape's talking about it. Like, that's another thing. But yeah, Brandon Marcello comes out on Twitter right now, says Arkansas and John Calipari's reps have been in talks concerning the Razorbacks job opening.
There we go.
So, I mean, again, I know we've had a lot of people reporting it, but when you start getting more and more legit people reporting it, it makes you feel like this, because how many times have we talked about the madness of it all, and how stupid it's been and how wrong it's been at times. It's like, these are people that I trust and everything. So.
I don't know why I do this, but I always try to put myself in the shoes of like everyone in the situation. I couldn't imagine being Yurachek right now. As all this is going nuts, I could not imagine being him. And he says that he doesn't pay attention to social media and everything. BS.
Yeah, right.
He's fully aware of like the pulse on him in this search right now.
Yeah.
And then all this excitement about Cal, and then what if he's really just low key back there? You know, it's like getting ready to interview Bucky McMillan and
Yeah. It's like he's like, oh geez, how'd this all happen? What happened here?
it'd be brutal, man.
Yeah, like that again. There'd be no coming back from that. There'd be no coming back. But we are okay. So we're just going to go ahead and talk about at least what we know for a fact. For a fact, after reports, there have been like the reps for Arkansas and the reps for Kentucky or reps for Calipari have been in talks. We can now confirm that is 100% true. He is talking to Arkansas about the job opening. So, man, that's stupid.
Negotiations. There's going to be an offer on the table, and we'll see what he does with it.
How much is Calipari worth? He's not worth $8.5 million. 6?
How much? I guess the question is, how much can you get him for?
Yeah.
I think it's probably more than 6.
6. So you're talking about what? $10 million probably total just for staff, him and staff, including coaching staff. 10 million.
Probably so.
And that's not including NIL.
Yeah.
All right, Waltons or Tysons, whoever.
I've heard there's a lot of money in this state.
Yeah, like I mean, y'all need to come like.
I'm seeing a couple of people saying like 6.5, 7. I probably, yeah.
Okay, Matt Norlander's now tweeted.
Oh, if Norlander's on it though.
John Calipari and Arkansas have entered into serious talks about the head coaching position, sources told CBS Sports. And Kentucky has been notified of the talks. Calipari's terms mandate he must inform Kentucky if it engages with another school about a job interview. So that has been confirmed. He goes on to say the Tyson family, the biggest Arkansas donor, is prepared to make a major commitment to bring Cal to Arkansas, sources said. Calipari is very close with the Tyson family and has been for years. The story is gaining volume because major boosters are optimistic that this can happen. Yo.
Norlander's the ace.
Dude, yes. And
like,
he's the guy. So when he's saying that, again, now we've gotten to 100% the point. He's talking and he's serious about it.
serious business, people.
Yep. He's serious about it. And again, it goes back. What's up? Oh, I thought you saw something.
That's just a weird Excel.
Oh, I know. Yeah. But now it goes back to the thing. It says they're willing, prepared to make a major commitment. So what is that major commitment? Like, is it a 10-year deal? Like, he's only 75 years old? Is it a commitment via NIL? Like, that's going to be the interesting thing if and when this all actually goes down. Like, what's those numbers going to look like for NIL, for contracts, for everything? Because if it says the Tysons are willing to make a long-term commitment, and you know what sucks is I know John Randall Tyson, and I'm not going to text him though, but I was just like, I want to be like, dude, come on, give me some stuff. But yeah, that's big. So yeah, now it's out there. All the legitimate college basketball people have been reporting it, and it's the real deal, Holyfield. Okay, so On3 just tweeted this out. Okay, never mind. Okay, I read it wrong. It says Arkansas is in talks with John Calipari to become its next head coach. Okay, so I thought it said it is becoming his.
I saw that
coach.
Report bold in all caps, and I was like, oh.
Yeah. So this is. I just still can't believe this, man.
I'll tell you right now, Caleb Battle would come back and play for Cal.
Which player? Yeah, like who wouldn't? Like I know Brazil's he's going pro, but
I would seriously consider it coming back if I was him.
Yeah.
If it was Cal.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
if I was Mark, I would too.
Yeah,
those are that's a. Don't get me wrong. Like Muss is very well connected. The dude coached in the league for a long time. It's different with Cal, man. He's had 58 NBA draft picks.
Not bad
in his 31-year career. That's a lot. If I was a fringe guy like that, I'd be back. If I was any of these dudes in the portal who, on the fence, like I've declared for the draft, I'm testing the waters, but I'm keeping my options open, I'd be calling Arkansas if Cal was here. I mean, it's whew.
Like, yeah, about to say, like, I don't know if you'd want Devo, but how weird would that be? He's like, I'm bringing Devo back for another year. Yeah, and Matt Jones has said out too as well. He's like, he has informed Kentucky he's talking with them. So,
oh, man.
I'm going to ask Bobby Regan because he knows he's a big Kentucky guy. But I'm going to ask him if it's ever been this close to Cal.
That's what I'm really curious about, because I can't. Aside from what you were talking about earlier with the Cavs, especially with a college, I can't recall anything like this with him. Man.
No, and let's be honest too, Curtis. Like, he is not talking to Arkansas in this situation 5 years ago. Like,
no,
this is not even a thing.
No,
but,
yeah, absolutely not.
But considering how I was pissed off at him at Kentucky this past season, like, because there was as soon as the first game ended, I guess it was Oakland. People were like, he's going to be fired, and then. Mitch Barnhart, I guess their AD came out and was like, no, he's still our guy. But everyone's like, like, I don't care. But I think Kentucky fans would be at the point, depending on who they get, but I think Kentucky fans would be at the point where they're like, good, like they're ready to move on too.
Who would they get? I'm kind of stuck on Chris Beard.
I know, I'm about to say Chris Beard would be the one, but
I'm trying to think who's like the big up and coming star right now. I don't know. I actually don't know what they do.
Yeah,
maybe they try to make a crazy run at Hurley or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Going for that, or maybe trying to think if there's any like big because just think about Calipari too. Being honest, he hasn't had like a lot of assistant coaches that went on to be like great. So you can't just say like, oh well, maybe this former assistant of his doing well. Like Kenny Payne wasn't great, Tommy Barbie wasn't great. You think he brings Worldwide West back?
I mean, listen, I don't know, but there's some ties there. Like it's not the craziest thing in the world.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Bobby Regan, I asked him, has Cal ever been this close to leaving ever? And he goes, nope. It has never happened. This has never happened. Never been this close.
Oh man.
Yeah. I am just floored. I cannot believe this, but I'm like, I mean, he's going to have to be the highest paid coach on campus. No question.
Yeah. Yeah. What's Sam make now?
I think Sam's still only five and a half million, I think. Maybe 6 at the most. But yeah, I think between that and everybody else involved, he's going to be the highest paid coach. He's going to be the biggest guy on campus.
Oh yeah.
I mean, and I love Dave Van Horn. Love the guy. And Jordan Weaver's a pretty big deal. And great coaches and great people and all that, but it's like Calipari. That's the thing about it. Calipari's national,
right? Like
even global in some cases.
Especially, they've had this run of season sellouts at Bud, and I don't know what that would look like for next year, but I'm guessing after this season, pending on what was going down, you might have some issues there. It'll sell out.
Yeah,
and done.
Yeah, not only just selling out, but like you're talking about, they do like a Midnight Madness thing, sold out. Like, we get to go see Calipari in San Diego when he goes out there with Arkansas. Yeah, they get to play I think it's Purdue is one of the big teams that's in it. But yeah, like this is like all those things I keep thinking about. And what the roster will look like is, like you said, Curtis, there's only one player.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a completely new roster. And who knows, maybe brings a lot of those 5 stars that are committed to him. Maybe gets the guys like Caleb Battle to return, something like that. But I'm shook, man. I am shook by this.
This is absurd. I can't believe this is happening.
I can't either.
Like, even that we've gotten to this point.
Matt Jones just tweets like, can you imagine what it would be like when Arkansas comes to Rupp next year?
Oh my gosh.
Dude.
We'll go to that, right?
Oh,
like, we'll be at that.
We'll have to go there. Yeah. Like that is a game. That is a game must see game.
Yeah.
Like that game's good because that's what's crazy about it, folks. If you don't realize, like Arkansas and Kentucky, every year is on a CBS network because of how it doesn't matter about Alabama had a great year or whoever. The 2 biggest games in town in the SEC when it comes to eyeballs, when it comes to ratings, is always Arkansas. It's Kentucky first and then Arkansas. Still to this day that way. And that will be one that may break every record of Arkansas and Kentucky ever. And again, depends on what if Kentucky went and got Muss? No, that won't happen. But I was just like, dude, that'd be fun.
Well, that was a way more logical thought. Like 2 years ago, Muss leaving Arkansas for Kentucky than Cal leaving Kentucky for Arkansas.
Yeah, I know. I know. Like that would have been a much more anticipated, much more believable thing. But man, just so much. There's so much to think about and talk about and to react to. Again, it's just I can't believe it. If it happens, does Arkansas upgrade? Is it an upgrade from us?
Yes.
I think so too.
Yeah.
I
Now,
think so too. I mean, it's both great coaches. But.
yeah, no, absolutely. There are questions though about the X's and O's standpoint of things with Cal. It would be a hell of a hire. But I mean, I even remember now this year it was better.
100%.
It improved quite a bit. But when they were doing the Oscar Tshiebwe thing, there were a lot of people who know ball that were calling his offense like archaic and basic. And there was a lot of truth to it. They would just run the same floppy action over and over and over. And it was not great. It was a lot better this year.
Like how much better? Like is it like significantly better?
Yeah, like their spacing was better. They had better actions. It was more complex.
Like 100 points a game.
Yeah, no, it was a lot better. And Cal is a dude too who he will hire like an offensive coordinator. Like he's that kind of like he does that with his staff. He'll have guys who are almost exclusively just ace recruiters, and then they might do game plan scouting or whatever, and then he'll literally have like an OC to kind of run that side of things. It's man.
I'm thinking about giving it till 10 o'clock, giving it 10 more minutes.
I like it. Yeah,
I'll give it 10 more minutes, and unless something breaks, which I mean, 100% what's going to happen is we close up shop, we leave, we go home, and it's announced. So I mean, that's just the way it's going to be. It's the way we anticipate it. But still,
well, good thing we both live close by.
Yeah, seriously, could be having a little Natty State after dark if that happens. But
speaking of after dark, I mean, this might pop off during the eclipse tomorrow. You know?
Oh man, yeah. It's like, the announcement comes at the eclipse time. It's like it becomes dark everywhere. Like, it could absolutely happen. And I don't know. I still think if it's Calipari, I just have so many things that I'm going to be excited about just to see, like not to talk about, but like just to see of, the players that he has in the committed to Kentucky. Do those guys count? What does his staff look like? What's his contract? I mean, Ian Rappaport's even talking about it now on social media. Like, I mean, again, it just shows.
What are we doing, man?
It just shows you how this is. Again, you hire Chris Beard, a fantastic hire, but it ain't getting the people talking about. Ian Rappaport's not talking about it,
right?
If it's not that, so.
Ooh, I'm just like glancing over at the comments, and somebody mentioned Nate Oates, maybe at Kentucky. That's terrifying, actually. But that's actually a really, really good thought.
I'd low key love that though, just to stick it to Alabama.
Facts. Yeah.
Like, just to be honest about it. But, like this is a time where I was trying to think. Now in college basketball history, has there ever been something like this?
No, this is crazy.
Because I think when Cal went from Memphis to Kentucky, it made sense. Because that's the thing is coaches don't leave.
Right. Would this be the ultimate Eddie Sutton redemption?
If they got something out of it.
If they got something out of it.
Yeah. If he comes in and sucks, then no. But yeah, if he comes in and I'm again way ahead of myself, but I wouldn't be surprised if Calipari comes in and Arkansas goes to the Final Four next year because it's like that. Because of college basketball and just the quick turnaround and like the way you're able to put in some players in right away. I mean, he's going to have the talent to do it next year. Arkansas, with Calipari as head coach, would have the talent to make a Final Four next year. Plain and simple. So, like, just imagining how that would happen. But yeah, because Coach K never left. I mean, maybe when Roy Williams went from Kansas to UNC, but everyone saw that because he was a UNC guy.
Yeah.
Like Calipari has zero connections to Arkansas. Man. I'm trying to think of anybody else that would even be close to that or even close to that.
Matt Jones is about to do a Twitter Spaces, by the way.
Oh, God. May just have to like listen in and just have it playing over the deal.
Yeah. I mean, this is
I need to get my plane tracking crew back on it.
Holy cow. Yeah.
Yeah, we get my eyes on the skies and boots on the ground here.
Man.
If they're doing a Twitter space over there at Kentucky Sports Radio, it's
getting real.
Yeah, I mean, so many people are reacting. Like Bunky Perkins is just all over it. Like,
love that.
Like somebody said that Calipari to Arkansas would turn this Twitter app upside down. 100% would.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Like, I mean, just seeing the names that people I follow that have zero like interest or zero connection with college basketball tweeting about this is insane. Like, absolutely insane. I think I saw some like Scott Van Pelt even tweet something about it. I think that was his. I think you saw that somewhere. Like I said, the timeline's been moving quick, fast, and in a hurry. Man.
Holy smokes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to we're gonna have to figure out something with Calipari. Arkansas Razorback head coach John Calipari. If that gets announced and going to Bud Walton Arena and hearing him introduce, hearing Chuck Barrett talk to Calipari, it's like, so like just that.
What a time to be alive.
College football people are tweeting about it. Like, I mean, just it's insane. Yeah, they got to find out what the Tyson plane is. My team is on it though. My team is on it for plane tracking. So, yeah, like I said, we get. Oh my gosh, I can't get over this. Well, we've had over 10,000 people watching almost the entire time, folks. So shout out to all y'all.
Seriously,
that is awesome. That is awesome.
What I will say about this fan base is you guys are insane in the best way. I mean, the swings of ups and downs has just been crazy, and it's literally like it's like an every half hour thing, the highs and the lows, and but what it tells you is it's just people are so invested,
Yep.
And you guys deserve this because it's been rough.
Yes, you do.
And if your heart's broken tomorrow, yeah, sorry, that sucks. We'll be here with you, though.
Yep. We'll help you out. Now Jeff Goodman's on it.
There we go.
So he fired a tweet. He says
Goodman's good with searches.
Yeah, he says Arkansas is making a strong push to bring Kentucky coach John Calipari to Fayetteville. Calipari has a strong connection with Arkansas booster John Tyson, is very interested. Calipari struggled lately in postseason. One source close to him said that he has been miserable in Lexington lately.
Oh, who wouldn't be?
With much of the fan base turning on him and wanting him out. So the fact that he is very interested and the fact that he's been miserable in Kentucky and Lexington. I mean, now how does it not get done, dude?
Yeah.
Now how does it not? When you're hearing that stuff, like how does that not? Like, you can't go back to Lexington when the reports are saying that you've been miserable there.
Right.
You can't go back.
Shout out to Scotty behind the scenes. He just sent us the Trilly Donovan tweet.
Yeah.
He says, we're about to experience a cataclysmic shift in college basketball.
Man. Andy Staples tweeted this out. This is nothing reported, but he says, this might be a good time to remind everybody that Arkansas has a ton of money, especially when certain big donors are extremely motivated. I feel like that's not something gets out into the general public does not realize. So,
a lot of the Kentucky folks in the chat they're happy about.
Oh this. Yeah, I figured they would be. Arkansas Edge, the NIL account, is popping out their links to donate.
Drive for 5 is going crazy right now,
dude. Yep, they're. I mean, people might be jumping in on the Arkansas Edge right now.
Man, Chris Bauer's gonna get a raise.
Tell you, it's like that dude has been taking it, man, on social media. So it's like this might be a way to get people back in, back and on it too, man. Like, because that might be the case. And also, is it crazy to think too, Curtis, that this is a win-win for both Arkansas and Kentucky if it happens? I think it's a win-win for both. Like, I think you can legitimately because most of the time you don't want to get a coach that nobody wants at the old stop, but this is like the exception to the rule. Because I think Arkansas gets better, Kentucky potentially gets better, and they're over him, over him being, there. So win-win.
Yeah.
Everybody wins.
No, I agree.
I don't even know. I mean, he talks about Kentucky and Arkansas and Rupp next year. I mean, maybe Kentucky fans do it, but I don't think that they'd have a reason to hate Calipari either if he left. Because again, if he's fine, then it's like an amicable partner. Right. It's like, hey, we get it.
There's something to be said for like overextending your stay or kind of wearing out your welcome, and the guy moves on, and it's just kind of amicable and he's obviously not going to be hated there or anything like that, so. They can move on, start the next chapter, and Arkansas can go from the Musselman era to the Calipari era. Why not? Sign me up.
Okay, we need to Chris, I'm sorry. We may, if you're cool with it, we may have to extend just another 10 more minutes.
Okay.
Because I just got a text that said that it could be dropping. Could be dropping.
Man. Yeah, no, we're
it
here.
doesn't mean
I'm
it's
here
happening,
for it.
but I'm like, I'd rather us be here on it and be on top of it than bounce out. So yeah, we'll stand for at least another 10 more minutes until something happens. But I just don't know what to think about this, man. I just never would have guessed. Like, this has been a crazy college basketball season for Arkansas.
Yeah.
But 6 months ago, imagine like me going up to anybody being, Muss is going to have a crap season. The team's going to suck, miss postseason. After that Purdue game, I'm saying this. Like, after they beat Purdue in the exhibition, they're going to suck. They're going to miss out on postseason. It's going to be awkward. Muss is going to be determined to get out of Fayetteville, taking any job that he can. He goes to USC, and then you're going to end up hiring John Calipari. Everyone will be like, dude, what drugs have you been on? Like, how many drugs have you been taking?
I'll have what he's having.
And now it's like, no, that's a thing. That's a thing. Your chick may deserve a raise after. I'm really throwing it out there.
I'm not sure there's going to be enough
money left. Of course, I don't know.
Coins in the piggy bank for that one.
I'm not saying this will happen, but the way that the Tysons keep getting thrown around, Curtis, knowing how much money they got, they may just be like, hey, we're going to pay his salary ourselves. Like, they have that type of money. Like, they have that type of money to say, hey, I'm not saying that they would, but if they were truly wanting to, say if he was getting like $7 million a year, they'll be like, hey, you guys worry about the staff, the NIL. We'll take care of the salary for Calipari. Like, they have that type of money.
Right.
That type of level of money. So I could see it.
Yeah. I mean, this is something else.
I mean, that's the best way to put it.
I hope it drops. Let's just get weird. Why not?
Why not? Like, yeah, it's like, what else do we have to do in life?
I'm already seeing the like Goodman's already making the Nate Oates push.
I mean, that would be the most sensical hire Kentucky could make.
Yeah.
Like, that would be good for Oates, good for Kentucky. I mean,
wow,
that would make sense.
Terrifying. Yeah.
I know it is. It's 100% terrifying, but
Kentucky's going to be good no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
So you might as well get a dude like Oates out of Alabama.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, if it's not him, it'll be Beard. If it's not Beard, it'll be, I can see him hire, like, I'm not saying they would, like, Bruce Pearl, like, just somebody random out there. It's like, somebody good. Like you said, Kentucky's always going to be good, but might as well do something there that people can point to and everything. So,
yeah, Matt Jones is doing his space now. If anybody's listening to that in the chat, if he's saying anything cool, let us know.
Jack Pilgrim of Kentucky Sports Radio says, can say with confidence that Calipari and Arkansas have been in conversations. He briefly spoke with USC, but this has genuine traction with the Razorbacks. There's some serious and real smoke here.
Okay.
Bobby Regan says, it's time for the divorce. He's like, can't marry the neighbor I effing hate, go out west. That said, how do I track planes and calls? I do. I'm on that watch now. I have my list. But I got to go full SEC. So
I can't stop thinking about a potential Coach Cal Hog call. I can't.
I know. Like, in his suit, could he do it? Like, what's it going to look like? Is he going to go all in? Is it going to be more like awkward? Is it going to just be normal?
I think it'll be a little awkward, but we have to understand that going into it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to judge him for it.
No,
right.
I would never judge.
It won't be a Dana Altman kind of awkward.
No.
He's just not that's just not him.
No.
So he'll learn to embrace it.
Yeah, like, I could see it being like when Petrino called the Hogs. It wasn't awkward, but you could tell it's like, all right, this is cool, I guess. So I could see it being that.
I wonder if there's anybody off his current roster that might be interested in making the move.
Who would you take if you had your first choice of a Kentucky player?
Of like who I know probably won't go pro?
Right.
DJ Wagner.
Yeah, man, that'd be good.
Like I think there's a legit case for him to come back to school. But I don't know what the draft type looks like for what's that, Big Z, the big Russian
Oh
kid
yeah,
or
like
wherever he's
7'3"
from.
dude. Like,
Yeah. Hey, let's get that dude in here.
yeah, why
Why
not? Why not? I mean, that would work.
I don't know, man.
Pat Forty's now on it.
Good.
So,
Good.
says that this is the rumor that has consumed the Final Four all today, but neither side is rushing to quash it. So, man, shout out to the Tysons if they pull it off. I mean, that's, and you think, you know, you were checking all that, but man, like the Tysons, if that doesn't show you how serious they are about basketball,
Right.
I don't know. I don't know what does. I don't know what will. But man,
We got some. I have my wife giving me updates from
yeah.
the chat, who's giving me updates from Matt Jones and his spaces,
spaces, yeah.
where I guess he's saying that Cal and Kentucky probably can't come back from this. Like,
That's how I
and it's true. Like
true.
it comes to a point. It's the same thing. Well, like with Muss earlier in the
Yeah.
week, it gets to a point where it's like, dude, you just can't. Like there's a
Yeah,
point
it's
of no
like
return.
yeah.
You know. Woo. Man, oh man.
I mean, like I said, everybody's on it. Everybody's on top of this. Everybody's coming after it. And I'm with you, Curtis. I think it has to be done by the morning.
Yeah.
It has to be. I mean, I'm not saying I'll get here at like 6 a.m., but I'll probably be a little early.
Pretty early.
Pretty
Yeah,
early.
pretty early.
Yeah. We'll have it all ready to roll for a live stream. That could end up being a fun
Epic.
one, another fun one.
This one's been nuts.
I know.
Just looking at the.
I know. We've had what's crazy, just on YouTube alone, we've had 18,000 people that's viewed this. Different people viewed this. So,
Craziness, man.
yeah. So okay. So DJ Wagner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody says Matt Jones just said he didn't think that it was going to happen, but now he says he thinks it will happen,
There you go.
according to one of our chatters.
I mean, I think that's where everyone's
Yeah.
at with this. It's, you know, it was coming from good enough places yesterday to where you're like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, they're probably kicking the tires or having some conversations or whatever, but nah, like there's no way.
Mm-hmm. You're just,
And,
again, you're not coming back from it.
here we are.
I hate it. But no, like, I don't hate the hire. Just I hate the fact that it's just been craziness. Because there's also not many coaches that you could have said were like going to be like upgrades from Muss, you know, like guaranteed ones.
No doubt.
Very few. I mean, Chris Beard was one. Like coaches out there right now. Chris Beard was one. I mean, you got Bruce Pearl maybe.
Yeah, Pearl's up there.
I know Oates had his year at Final Four this year, but I mean, leading up to this,
Man, I mean, it would be like
wasn't that different.
Scott Drew.
Mm-hmm. Scott Drew, obviously Hurley over at UConn.
Right. Bill
Uh,
Self, boy.
Yeah, Bill Self. I don't think Shire's in that list, and I don't even think UNC's coach
Hubert Davis.
Nah. I don't think he's in that list.
No way.
So I mean, so that was what, 5 coaches and Calipari, but that would be an upgrade from Muss, and so, and honestly, this was the one I thought would be the least likely to happen.
Yeah,
of all the ones. I mean, I guess maybe Bill Self is up there too, but yeah, I'm just getting texts blown up. Everyone's like, build Hunter Yurchik a statue. You know, like, you talking about the ultimate 180. Everybody's just now, it's like, oh, I love this guy. I've always loved this guy. This guy's been great. Yurchik. Way to do it, man. Dude, Calipari throwing out the first pitch against Florida.
There we go. Now that I like.
Wearing a Razorback baseball jersey.
Let's go.
All right, yeah, we'll be on here for a few more minutes, folks. And then, again, if nothing happens here in the next few minutes, we'll close up shop and get it back going on whenever the announcement's official. Because I'm with you, Curtis. I just don't think that there's a way he comes back to Kentucky. He goes back to Kentucky after this. I don't think they'd want him. I think that this might be Mitch Barnhart's.
Hell, they didn't want him yesterday.
Yeah, and I think
they definitely don't now.
And this is going to save Barnhart's bacon. I know he's going to have something in front of him that he's going to have to, like, you know, get a hire. So we'll see what he does. But I think nobody at Kentucky is going to be like, no, we gotta have you stay. It's like, you'll see you moving on, man.
Yeah, I don't see this being a deal where they're like, we start seeing the tweets tomorrow morning, like, oh, Kentucky's making a strong push to get Calipari a raise and extension.
Yeah, because he has a
That ain't gonna
lifetime
happen,
contract.
Yeah.
And again, it blows my mind about the $0 buyout. That's wild. Like that somebody like that has if he wants to leave, he can go. So that's, I'm sure, is one of the biggest factors of it too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you got Tom Pernelli's talking about it. Adam Kramer's talking about it. Like, people don't even care about Arkansas basketball and probably haven't even do that. So, okay. Hopefully this person, I'm not going to mention who it is, but I got you. I got it from a good source.
Okay.
About what the deal has been, the big time commitment the Tysons and Arkansas has made to Calipari.
Mm-hmm.
I've been told that he's going to get $7.5 million a year, $6 million worth of NIL with incentives up to $10 million if it's met. $6 million NIL is pretty good, I feel like.
Yeah, that'll do. That'll build a roster.
You could get some decent players. I mean, Caleb Battle was just tweeting out that he needed some NIL.
What a tweet, by the way.
Yeah, just like, man, I need some NIL. True. Okay. Good to know. So I had another buddy, or person, I should say, that said Calipari is in Arkansas.
Is in Arkansas?
Now, again, that's just, I'm throwing it out there. It's somebody that's also told me some other things too, so I'm not just throwing it out there, but been told that he is here. Shoot, he might be right over here next to us in downtown.
Herman's closed. It's probably closed.
It's probably, man, you know, dang well they'd be opening up that place. They'd open up Herman's right now.
Oh, he'd be back room.
Yeah, they'd be having midnight's happenings over there at that. But yeah, been told that he's been there. And another person tells me that players are already being contacted out of the portal.
Good.
I don't know. Who's the best player in the portal right now? I know it's a lot of players in there, but
oh man, it's a good question.
Because I'd like to see, like, man, maybe
the big dude from Stanford or the big dude from Rutgers. There's a couple really good bigs in the portal.
Mm-hmm. Man. All right, 10:15. We're calling it.
All right,
just a few more minutes. But like, I'm telling you, it is amazing to me.
Shams is tweeting about it.
Shams is tweeting about it, dude. Now I know you're tripping. Like,
just crazy.
And it is a crazy time to be alive. It's a crazy time to be alive. Okay. So this is, I'm just putting it out there, folks. Again, this is somebody that's told me about this stuff. It's done. It's done for $7.5 to $8 million. It's done.
Let's get weird.
Let's start the insanity.
Wow. All we need now is a Woj bomb.
Again, this is somebody I trust too. Like, this is I would not put that out there. This is the same person that has told me about the Cal stuff. This is the same person who, let's say he has access to a plane because it's his. That type of guy. That's who's telling me that it's done. So
good.
Just letting everybody know that it has happened. I am beside myself. I have no words. I am laughing. So wait, Shams reported that it's done?
No.
Somebody just tweet. Okay, hold on a second. I'm gonna read. You guys need to start acting like the regular. Matt Norlander. Okay, just put out another tweet. He says, latest. Mitch Barnhart, the AD for Kentucky, tells CBS Sports Calipari has not yet notified him of taking the has notified him of talking to Arkansas AD Hunter Yurchek about potentially coming the next head coach. Other sources reiterated Arkansas's heavy pursuit of Calipari and increasing belief that this would happen. So he says that Mitch Barnhart's telling CBS Sports that he has not told us anything.
I'd say that too.
Okay, people that are saying Shams says it. The tweet says for Shams, after 15 seasons at Kentucky, John Calipari is in serious talks on a deal to become the new head coach of the University of Arkansas. But he did not say he was. He did not say he was. But Shams, he covers the NBA, right? He's an NBA guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, him and what was the big NBA newsbreakers?
If he's tweeting it out. He's tweeting it out. Man. I am dying laughing about this whole thing.
Man.
Curtis.
Well.
What do you want to talk about tomorrow?
Spring football?
Let's do that. Let's do that, man.
Goodness.
Jeff Goodman just tweeted out one source on Calipari's having interest in Arkansas. The boosters down there will give him just about everything he needs.
Okay.
So, man, oh, man. Jeez.
Wow.
Like, oh gosh, man.
I got nothing.
Like, I keep getting sent stuff just to make sure.
I know. Sounds like it's just a matter of time,
Yep.
my man.
Yep. Curtis, you talked about with the pod at the Palace and, the crap that you guys had to talk about during the season.
Oh, yeah.
I think you guys are going to have plenty of discussions to be had on the pod at the Palace for weeks, months to come.
Yes. Plenty of material
Mm-hmm.
to run with.
Yep.
We're all set now. Holy
Okay.
cow, man.
Does this one up the Bobby Petrino hiring of
Yeah.
dude? No, there's okay. No, there's no way. There's no way. I gotta make sure this is real. It's done, dude. It's 100% done. This is now Sports Illustrated is now reporting that a deal has been reached with John Calipari that makes him the next head coach. It's Rob Reinhart from the New York Herald. But then Bobby Bones is over here saying done deal. Manny is saying done. Curtis?
I'm still not convinced.
I mean,
Somebody's gotta
I
clean out
know.
the red smoke.
I know. But dude, here's the thing. Bobby, text me, my man. Text me. It's done. I'm calling it. We're calling the election. Arkansas in. It's done.
This is freaking nuts. Start getting them dudes in here.
I just. Let's see. Who's this? Somebody from Kentucky. Again, just it's a. It says, I've been told recruits who are currently committed to Kentucky have been contacted about flipping to Arkansas. Oh, boys. How about that? How about that? Dan Wolken actually had an interesting tweet too. He says, want to reiterate this again because it's true and because it matters. Calipari will make more guaranteed money if he takes the Arkansas job than he would if he got fired by Kentucky next year.
Wait, say it again?
He says Calipari will make more guaranteed money if he takes the Arkansas job than he would if he got fired by Kentucky next year. So saying that if Kentucky by Cal doing this, he's going to make more money. So
opening up the bank. It's
I'm
crazy.
still waiting on Matt. Matt Jones is the one I'm really waiting on.
Yeah. He just tweeted out and said that Mitch Barnhart, he's just quote tweeting Norlander saying Mitch Barnhart saying that he hasn't been notified.
Okay, I'm confirming it again. This is legit, Curtis. I'll even show it to you so you know. I will show that to you. It's done. Calipari to Arkansas. Calipari to Arkansas.
Holy
it's done. It's done. Calipari to Arkansas. Press conference 2:00 or 3:00 on Tuesday. Been confirmed. Holy Santa Claus balls. Holy crap.
Santa Claus balls.
Dude.
There's Thamel. John Calipari is finalizing a 5-year deal to become the head coach at Arkansas. The deal is expected to be completed in the next 24 hours.
Dude.
I mean, this is the biggest single event in
I cannot
Arkansas history, dude.
freaking believe this. It's done. Like this is not us anymore. We're not speculating, Curtis.
Dude.
I mean, I cannot believe this crap, dude. I just can't. I cannot. Say that again. What would you say? Or no, I can do it. 5 years. What was it he said? 5 years.
5-year deal.
Just no 5-year deal.
Expected to be finalized within the next 24 hours.
Curtis. Curtis. I am. Wow. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I cannot believe this, my man. I cannot believe this. We are going to be seeing John Calipari call the Hogs on Tuesday at 3 p.m. I am without words. What did we? I don't know, man. I don't even know. Shake hands. Congratulations.
All right.
We went through it. We did it.
Unbelievable.
It's done. Goodman's on it now too. Arkansas boosters were key, as Goodman says, in luring in Calipari.
Shout out to the boosters, man, because they were catching heat.
Dude, Tyson's nutted up.
They were catching major heat about the NIL situation for the basketball program this year. Maybe, here's an idea, don't piss them off.
What a concept.
How about that?
What a concept. Like,
Incredible.
dude. Like, I am, again, I never in a million years, there was never a time in my life where I thought that John Calipari would be the next head coach of the Razorback basketball team. There was not a single time in my life than knowing this now.
Coach Cal, man. They're gonna flip some of these dudes. For sure.
Oh, I can't. Is this the greatest hire in Razorback sports history? As far as, I mean, just splash.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything close. Like Petrino was a big, this blows Petrino's hiring out of the water.
This is a completely different level than that.
Like,
I mean, this dude's he's a Naismith Hall of Famer. Top 10 all time in wins. I mean, it's gosh, staggering. Holy cow.
Matt Jones has confirmed it. KSR Matt Jones.
There we go.
I am.
Wow.
And this is a new beginning.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Okay. Okay. So we are on Tuesday, folks. The John Neighbors show is going to be pushed back a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit.
Is at the press conference. But I keep trying to see tweets. Let's see. Matt Norlander now tweets again. Says source reiterates Calipari to Arkansas is imminent. He doesn't have a proper agent, and this is a very delicate decision. As was told to me previously, Cal directly approaching Barnhart would mean it's done. As of 2 minutes ago, Barnhart still has not been contacted by Calipari. Ooh.
The suspense.
I mean, see, and Matt Jones of KSR, he kind of said what we were talking about too. He goes, I legitimately believe this can be better for both Kentucky and John Calipari. Arkansas gets a great coach with a new chip on his shoulder. Kentucky gets a chance to start with a younger, more modern coach.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Wow, man.
Imagine Bobby Petrino and John Calipari hanging out in Fayetteville. Just, they're both here. They're both here, and they are both in it, man. I have, yeah, we're going to get Calipari up here, folks, in the Natty State Sports studios. It's got to happen.
That's going down for sure.
See, and even Sports Center put it out. A little picture on Instagram.
This is nuts.
We may just need to do like a live stream the entire day tomorrow.
I think it's a pretty good idea.
Jalen Williams just quote tweeted it. Former Razorback goes, "Don't know why y'all be doubting HY. Woo pick."
That's a hindsight if I've ever heard it.
Dude. Oh my gosh. They even look at this. They even put a picture of him like this looks weird, man. Look, they put a picture of him photoshopped with a Razorback. Like, golly. I mean, the fact that it happened so quickly. See, now I'm glad we stayed on the live stream.
Yeah, seriously,
I'm
man.
glad we stayed on it.
Yeah, this escalated very quickly.
Okay. So it's done. Now let's talk about some stuff. Let's
Okay.
talk about like some staff. Like I mean, I know it's in there, but like, who do we think of any particular one? I mean, would he be willing to do a Kenny Payne? Would you want a Kenny Payne? Players, maybe more important about players, like players that are in the portal that played at Arkansas last year. The ones that he could get back, or that you would. I mean, if he wanted all of them, I think all of them would come back.
Yeah, I think so, to play for him.
But no, priority number one is Battle, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would be trying to get Battle and Mark
Okay.
for sure.
Battle and Mark.
I'd try to keep Brazil if I
Yeah. What about I mean, Blocker? I know he's young, but like, if he is able to get a lot of those freshmen
could.
in,
If you're getting a bunch of McDonald's All-American guards in here, though, that's the thing.
yeah.
I mean, I love Blocker. I'd love for him to come back, but I mean, my goodness, man.
Like, so you got. Wow. Jeff Goodman says, been told by a source. We even talked about this because I'll credit me, get Goodman, credit me, that Calipari will have access to an NIL package that will rank among the best in college basketball, excess of $5 million per year.
That's crazy money, dude. I mean, that's absolutely crazy money.
Like, I mean, we'll never know the exact figures, but if you're talking about that, if he walks into a situation, folks, at Arkansas where we'll just say what my guy told me. Say if it's $7 million or $6 million in NIL. Curtis, like, you can put together a team, not only of freshmen coming in, but also of transfers that are just crazy. Like, I mean, you're talking about
crazy, dude.
A roster that can win a championship immediately.
Yeah.
Like that level.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the transfer portal rankings right now, and I mean, there's some dudes, absolute dudes out there for the taking. Just I mean, no disrespect, but just at a different level than what they were pursuing before. Like the board that we have in there that's got 75 names or whatever on it, they now have access to guys better than that.
Yeah.
I mean, they just do.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about guys like Maxime Renaud at Stanford, the 7'1" center. I mean, this dude was a borderline All-American. Cliff Omarui at Rutgers. It's one of the best defensive players in the country. Shot blocker, 7-footer. Nelly Davis, the best player from those Florida Atlantic teams. I mean, all these guys are in play. Every single one of them.
I love that. Also, Goodman comes out and says, again, kind of confirming what we talked about. Calipari's contract is expected to be in the range of $7.5 to $8 million per season.
This is crazy. These are people with money who really care about this program, and they're tired of the crap.
Yep. And I love them.
Yeah.
Like, I love them so much. And that is an incredible thing.
Looking at Kentucky's roster, I mean, it's hard to say. Yeah, like the Big Z kid, I don't know. I have no idea what his pro stock looks like right now, but we know how talented he is. 7'2", 234 pounds. Ugano Nyeso, the other big guy they had.
Yeah.
7-footer, 250 pounds. They got the big guys. We talked about DJ Wagner. I mean, it's
Yeah.
get a couple from there, get a couple from their signing class,
Yeah.
get a couple of your own guys back,
Choosing a few of them, yeah.
and then get weird.
I like Caleb Battle tweeted.
Did he? What did he put?
Well, damn. That's all he said. I think that comes off as someone who probably is like, maybe I shouldn't jumped into the portal right away. Maybe I shouldn't have made that happen.
I love that. That's a big retweet. Hold up.
That's a great one. That is a great one.
Holy smokes. I can't believe this is happening.
I can't either.
Like,
I'm just, again, I have no idea how they pulled this off. I mean, I do because we've been told essentially, but like,
Yeah.
I cannot believe
Money
they were
talks,
able to do
baby.
it.
Money talk. Stanley Mude. Coach Cal on the hill. Love to see it.
Love to see that tweet.
Yes, sir.
I mean, just man.
Hunter Dickinson just did 2 head exploding emojis. You think that's what this is about? I bet it is. He's got another year. I'm just saying.
Hunter Dickinson, we got $6 million of NIL to spend over here, so
we're actually a perfect spot for him to come hang out.
Yeah.
He would fit in well.
Oh, yeah. He'd jive with us. It'd be cool. Oh, man. Like, I just... I
wonder how Cal is to cover in terms of... I wonder how often he lets people into practice and stuff. And this is something, man.
Yeah.
We're rich.
I'm telling you. Just again, seeing him in that press conference is going to be weird.
Very, very.
Trying to see, there's so many tweets coming in. I'm trying to keep up with them all. Anything that's going national or anything like that. Like, you think Musk, and again, and I don't want to make it about Musk, but like, when Musk hears that they're getting $6 million in NIL, you think that kind of like rubs him the wrong way? Maybe.
Oh, man.
Maybe. He's like,
I guarantee you it does. He ain't getting that at USC.
No, not at all. Not at all. Oh, man. Okay, so yeah, Caliph Battle needs to come back. If they get Battle, Brazil, and Mark all back, and then bring in some of these McDonald All-American freshmen, and then dude, your roster's as good as any in the country.
Rolling.
As good as any in the country. I don't know if the coaching will be, but the roster will be there. I'd love it if, like, tomorrow, your Alabama or Kentucky announces that Nate Oates is the next head coach.
That would be hilarious.
I would be quite in favor of that. Because you think about Kentucky, they're going to have to get moving now too. Because like, I mean, and the season's over, so they're gonna and they're gonna have money to go after anybody they want. But the man I hated for the majority of my college basketball life is now the head coach.
This dude Tristan Ferris, a good Kentucky reporter, he tweeted, John Calipari didn't leave Kentucky to go to the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Los Angeles Lakers, the UCLA Bruins. He left for the Arkansas Razorbacks.
Just like we all knew. just like we all knew.
This is so bizarre, man. How's everybody feeling?
Yeah, how do y'all feel about this?
It's got to be like excitement, disbelief, probably.
Has to be.
The MF and Arkansas Razorbacks. Yep. Got a bunch of Hermans in the chat.
It's in the chat.
Oh, man.
I mean, not to put too much on, but it's like great for our content here at Natty State Sports. We already got an article on nattysports.com put up, I see.
Yes.
So got that put out. And
Braden Wood just tweeted at me and said, Curtis, you can now take your wife on a date without being on your phone the whole time.
We'll see.
Got a roster to build, but in due time.
Matt Norlander with another tweet. Says John Calipari leaving Kentucky has been on the table getting back to February, sources tell CBS Sports. He privately expressed significant serious interest in the Ohio State job, but the timing wasn't right, per source. Arkansas coming available was a dream shot for him at Lexington.
That's really going to make people mad back in Lexington.
Like, again, I cannot express the like the Tysons. This, like, everyone talks about NIL, everyone talks about Arkansas, not having money or whatever. This was the Tysons, as we talked, what was it, Kamani Johnson called it? It was like a nut dropping time. Like, this was them saying, all right, we ain't messing around. We're that type of money. I would have never dreamed that Arkansas even had that type of money that they would be willing to spend it on a coach, much less in basketball.
No.
But
just,
but kudos to them, man.
Yeah.
Kudos to them.
Seriously.
Of just saying, hey, we're not this joke or whatever, and all the stuff around it, the Darryl Walker, reports, all of that just goes out the window. And I'm wondering if, like, when they're gonna, like, if we'll ever know this true scoop of, like, how long was this in the works? Was this something that, like, just happened here past 24 hours? Was it something that's been going on and back and forth, and they just finally got to a point to where they can make it happen?
I don't know.
I'm not sure either. Yeah, Kentucky media is already saying the first call is Dan Hurley. So
fair.
Good luck. But yeah, it's got. I think Dan Hurley. I don't think Dan Hurley will leave UConn. I don't know why he would. He's about to win another title. Like, no offense, but UConn got everything won. Again, it has to be Nate Oates. Like, if for Kentucky. Andrew Ellis, Natty State Sports, had a great tweet. He's talking about when Dave Van Horn waved goodbye to Calipari when he got ejected.
Yeah.
That was a great thing. So I have to relive that a little bit too.
Wow.
Yeah, everyone was crapping on me for saying it was going to be an insane day. Yeah, well, guess who got it right?
Yep.
I just had to tweet it on the right day. Make it happen. What do you think? I can't wait. Calipari's first tweet's going to say "woo pig" or something like that.
Gosh. Yeah, did he change that bio yet?
Oh, yeah, we need to be on Bio Watch. See, like, does he must change his, like,
oh yeah,
next second.
Yeah, he was on that quick.
Yeah. Like, he didn't wait any night.
Oh, here's the problem. His ad is UK coach.
He's gonna. You can't have the first letters be changing. So what, you think he goes with UA, John, or maybe he goes with
UA
ARC?
Coach Calipari.
ARC
maybe.
ARC, yeah. Could do that.
WPS.
Oh man. Like, everybody's just like, I'd love to read the mentions now for Hunter Yurachek compared to what it was the other day. Like, I'd
put together one of those reels of my mentions, just tweet it out.
Yeah, just like all of that. And yeah, I mean, just because he's even got the little, like, they got the, like, the legit blue, like, they get their own logo on Twitter.
Yeah.
Arkansas doesn't have that, so that's gonna have to change.
Yeah, he's for real. What's he got, like 1.5 million followers?
Yeah, and I think he's the most followed college coach of any college coaches, like, more than anybody.
I mean, this changes everything in college basketball.
Whole thing.
Everything, man. Kentucky job comes open. That's going to poach, one of the top 5 coaches in the country to go there, which is going to create another opening for a really good job. Like, the whole coaching carousel thing is going to trickle down into the freaking summer.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Rosters are going to shift. Like, expectations are going to, I mean, this changes everything, and Arkansas's front and center in it.
Yep.
Let's go.
I mean,
come on, man.
So you're like, they got one of the best recruit. Say what you want about a coach, but he's still a great coach. But at least one of the best recruiters in the game, for sure.
Oh, no doubt.
And
no doubt,
they have one of the best recruiters, and they have, according to reports, one of, if not the best, NIL. Dude, there's no telling how, like, there could be 5 NBA players on this team next year.
Right.
Like, 5 draft picks on this team next year.
I really wonder who he brings with him. Like if he brings his whole staff, but I mean, he's got some really big names in there. I mean, you think
Yeah.
about Bruiser Flint, Orlando Antigua,
Yeah, he's a big one.
Chin Coleman. I mean, those are in terms of like assistants, like those are top flight dudes.
I'm sure that he would.
Gotta keep Brew though.
You got to
hope.
keep Brew. Yeah, keep
I
Ronnie
really
Brewer. Yeah, you got it. And you know what?
Keep Brew, keep Riley,
Yes.
hold things down.
Yeah. Yeah, do
You're
that.
good.
Do that. Keep those guys. Those guys are good Arkansas people. So yeah, do that.
I'm trying to imagine like the communications, like the SIDs dealing with Cal.
Like that's the thing is like, is Mike Haywood going to be the guy for Cal?
I hope so. I think
That
it'd
would
be
be
awesome.
hilarious,
I think it
yeah.
would be awesome. Yeah.
That'd be hilarious. Kevin Garnett's tweeting about this.
There we go.
He says, Coach Cal to Arkansas, $8 million a year and $6 million in NIL. That real? Said, bleep different out here, Lord.
That's right.
Because, you know, I know are the chances of Kevin Garnett talking about the Arkansas Razorback basketball program before tonight? 0.
Oh,
0. And now look at it.
I can't wait for the title game tomorrow, dude.
That's all they're gonna talk
Oh
about.
my gosh, man.
Like it makes me wonder like when they'll get announced. Because you think that I don't know, like surely Calipari's the type of guy, I don't think he'll be told it one way or the other, but like it wouldn't surprise me at all if it's officially announced and like on Twitter and everything. If they do like a live call-in segment on like a pregame
They'll
show or
probably
something.
talk to yeah, they will probably talk to him.
Yeah, and
Yep.
you know maybe he'll be wearing some Razorback gear or something. But
Oh
like,
God, dude.
yeah, man, I am just still at such a shock right now that I have.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to ask him.
I know, like we got to start putting questions together. Like what's what?
Why are you here?
Yeah, like what gives you the right to be here?
Yeah.
And like Bob better get the first question.
Oh, no doubt.
Bob better get the first question, and just to see how that goes. But and also, we go back to when we talk about Bob Holt and how he's kind of sad and depressed of Muss leaving. Calipari's a pretty fun. I don't know if he's as fun as he used to be, but he's a good quote.
Yeah.
He'll talk to you.
He kind of goes on. He's a little bit like Muss, where he might not answer your question, but he'll give you a great quote.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I'm all in on it, and I mean, I just think that it would. I'll keep thinking, and also like I need to ask like Matt Jones and them like, what's his relationship like with local media? Not to say that like, oh, we need to have a good, but is it somebody that he's very like open with, hangs out, does guest spots, or is he more of like, nah, I'm always waiting for those big places to go. I wonder how he does with local media and how he handles them. So,
about to find out,
man. I still can't believe this,
man.
And nobody, see you people out there saying stuff on the chat. Don't be looking at that. Don't be looking at that. Don't be falling for it. Which chats
What's going on over there?
is everyone's like, oh, saying certain people are coming back. They announced on social media. No, they haven't. No, they haven't.
Are we doing the fake TV account again?
Yeah, don't fall for those fake accounts, folks.
I really don't think he has Twitter.
See, I don't think he does either. Just
He put something on. Okay, he's got a story up on. This is him hanging from the net in a Razorback.
he put that out 8 minutes ago. So
Yeah.
What does that mean?
I'd love to have TB back.
Dude, I love having him back too.
A healthy TB who was, like he was in the conference tournament. He kind of looked like himself.
Mm-hmm.
Be a good start. I'd also be looking at it if I was TB. I'd be looking back at some of Cal's dudes. Like he's no Anthony Davis, but I'm just saying, like that kind of player,
Man.
Wow, man, this is crazy. Oh, hold up. Somebody else said that Caleb Battle just
Tweeted something else?
just posted on his Instagram story too.
Oh.
Let's see what he's on over here. Oh, he put the well dam on his.
Thanks.
Battle's a great personality too.
He is.
Him and Cal will be an interesting dynamic.
I'd love it though.
Sign me up for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Sign up for that. Sign up for just the fun nature that, like, just the new energy. You know, we talk about sometimes it's just new energy.
They're gonna have actual skilled bigs, like legit grown men,
Dudes that can,
which I miss.
can play down low.
They might make threes.
People are saying they could. They could make threes.
I mean,
They could.
I don't know what that's like, but it'd be cool.
Haven't seen that in a minute. Again, like,
This is so crazy that I'm still like, okay, this is a thing.
yes.
But I keep like, it's like, finalizing. Like, I want to watch him sign the. It's just
It's like I want to see him on Twitter put something out.
yes,
Yeah. Because like part of me, and I think maybe it's just, I didn't know it is late, but like part of me is just like, I feel like I'm dreaming. Like I feel like it's not
Oh
real.
yeah, it's so surreal.
Like I was looking at his records, like just at Kentucky.
Okay.
And at Kentucky alone, since he took over in 2009, 2010 was his first season. He won 35, 29, 38, 21, 29, 38, 27, 32, 26, 30, 25 at the COVID year, 26, 22, and 23. So his worst year, minus the COVID season, was when he went 21-12. And that's when they lost in the NIT with Archie Goodwin.
Oh yeah, the Robert Morris game.
That was his worst season. He won 21 games. That was not the COVID year, dude. And you want to guess how many times he had a losing record in SEC play?
A losing record in SEC play once.
None.
None.
No, never had a losing record. You know what Arkansas had this past year
Losing record.
and the year before? A losing record.
Well,
So-
I was trying to find ways to justify Chris Jans to people earlier today. 'Cause they're like, "Hey, he's losing records in both this season and the SEC," and I was like, "Well, he did finish ahead of Arkansas though in both of those years."
Mm-hmm.
And this is an easier sell.
Yeah.
It's definitely an easier sell.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
Bobby Reagan just said, "I can't wait to effing hate you." So he's he's doing it because he said he wanted to hate Arkansas again because he liked Muss, but he's like now he's like, all right, now I can hate you. Now I can get after you. I can hate you again. So, Ellis is wanting to pull up on the stream. Do we want him to pull up on the stream?
If he wants to pull up on the stream, I
what I'm
don't know how long you're trying to go, but I'm
I'd say, I mean, I'm going to be here for a while anyway. So if you need to tag out and Ellis comes in, we can do that.
I'm in here. I was about to ask you if you wanted water, Coke Zero, anything in the fridge, because I'm thirsty.
Yeah, give me if you want to grab me the old 0-calorie Coke.
There we go.
A little caffeine in it for it too. Yeah. I know.
This is real life.
This is a thing. This is a thing that has happened, ladies and gentlemen. Can you believe this? I mean, I'm gonna have to start change the graphics, take the question mark out, and make this a thing. Let's get in. Yeah, we got. We got to update the coaches.
This is where we started, people.
I do not see John Calipari on that. On the coach's big board.
This is where we were at when we left on Friday. Great.
Yep. And now look where we're at. Fox News has tweeted out about it. Fox News has tweeted out, folks. Fox News. When you know it's real and Fox News is doing it, that's another whole animal. Whew. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I guess Ellis is going to pull up.
There we go.
Ellis is going to pull up, and we're going to get his hot takes.
I cannot wait to get his takes.
Dude, I'm telling you, I just may let him roll. May let him roll with it.
He's probably got a lot to get off his chest about this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah, jeez. I wonder what the edge looks like. Arkansas edge looks like right now, money wise. Like, do they have a spike? Man,
I sure hope so. Sounds like they don't need it, but you know.
Do you think more people care tomorrow in the state of Arkansas the eclipse or about Calipari coming to Arkansas?
Calipari.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah,
I think so too. Although the eclipse is tomorrow. I think we're at 97% coverage here in Northwest Arkansas.
This is kind of cool.
I think that's good. I think it's pretty
When's it happening? Like 1 o'clock or something?
one-ish. Yeah, one-ish. So may have to do this too. I may have to do the deal with ring light. Do a little bit of the light.
Whew. This is crazy, people.
This is crazy. Craziest hire has ever been made in Razorback, maybe even college sports history. Like, I don't think that's out of the realm of possible.
No.
Like, maybe when Nick Saban went to Alabama, like maybe that was the case. That was a big deal, but I still don't think it was like absurd. This is absurd. I mean, this would have been like, like Coach K going somewhere.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like this, something to that extent. And something crazy. I guess I could have just used those lights up there. Yeah, keep updating that board. Like, what's funny? Razorback spring football practice happened on Tuesday too.
Oh, yay.
So let's break that one down. Like, let's get after it. I mean, I've just all that. My buddy Devin's telling me to quit saying it's official. Shut up, Devin. It's official. Shut up. I'm going to say it's official. Because I believe it now. Man, everybody's going crazy.
Whew. What a time to be alive.
I'm telling you.
This kind of thing doesn't happen.
It doesn't. It doesn't at all.
It doesn't happen anywhere, but it surely doesn't happen here.
Seth Davis had a funny tweet. Said, how many of y'all saw this coming when SMU fired Rob Lanier? So kind of like the domino effect from that happening.
Yeah, no kidding, man.
Like nobody would have saw that coming. Man.
Wow.
And the fact that he's going to have that much NIL money, and he's going to have like everything to go with it, man, it's going to be.
I mean, you also have to wonder about current college basketball stars who are not in the portal that might find a way to be enticed to enter said portal. I'm just saying.
No, dude. Again, like, I don't want to go too crazy into it, but like, you could be looking at a roster that is, like, I just think you're looking at a roster that's going to be it potentially could be the most talented Arkansas roster that's ever existed. Potentially.
Yeah.
Most talented roster.
Which is crazy because it's also a roster that doesn't currently exist.
Yeah. It's like, like literally Trevin Brazil is the only one.
Yes.
And so it has that potential.
Yeah, they're going to be talented. A lot of excitement, a lot of buzz around it. Just
and also too, 5 years ago today was when Muss was hired.
Wow.
5 years ago today, Muss was hired. And now he's hired. A guy named John Calipari.
Unbelievable.
Like now, okay. Because remember, Kurtz, even with the Beard hire, there were people that were not big on him as, for the stuff off the court and all that. I think this even makes it to where I don't know how anybody can be against this and say this was a bad hire for Arkansas.
No.
Like, I don't think there's any Razorback fan that can be like, I'm mad about this. Like, I think everybody.
Yeah.
Like, they're all like, yes, this is incredible.
You got to be. I mean, it's. Say what you want about Cal. Like, I know he's like, he ain't for everybody.
No, he's not.
Especially Arkansas and the SEC or whatever, but he's one of the greatest to ever do it.
He is. Like, he is as far as college basketball coaches, he's a top 10 college basketball coach of all time, I would say. But because and it's so funny, what the biggest knock against him is? He's only won one national title. That's the biggest knock against John Calipari. He's only won one national title, which,
I'm
about to say scrub. But if you think about, like, the amount of coach, like, Bill Self he's just now won 2. But you think about how difficult it is to win a national championship. I mean, and some really highly respected coaches, like people big on Tom Izzo, he's only won 1. Jim Boeheim, that guy was coach for 40 years.
Yeah.
And only won 1 national championship. Nolan Richardson won a national championship. Like,
do you think this becomes a deal where, like, Arkansas gets to play in, like
the creme de la creme stuff?
Yeah, like the Champions Classics and stuff. I get it. Like, I mean, maybe it's still Kentucky, but Cal's got that. They'll probably have him back in Maui, and maybe they get to play on a aircraft carrier or something.
I was about to say, I think it'd be great to have them just play like high-end, big, high-quality non-conference games. Like,
the scheduling is going to be a lot different. That's a good point, man, because he doesn't. Cal at Kentucky, they would have jokes of non-conference games at home, but they were always in 2 or 3 like banger events every year.
Yeah, like I said, the aircraft carrier was always great. It seemed like Kentucky and Kansas played each other every year.
Yep.
Or Kentucky, Michigan State, Kentucky, UCLA, Kentucky. They always had. And again, I know that's a lot.
They had that deal with Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Where they went there and played last year, and then they played in Rupp this year.
Yeah. John Fanton now weighs in, saying sources close to John Calipari said he had bad feelings about his situation at Kentucky, and the lack of support had grown.
He did.
He said lack of support had grown to the point where he didn't feel like he could stay because he didn't feel wanted. The assets Arkansas put into place convinced him to make the move. So timing is everything, folks. Timing is everything. Like, this is going to be an insane week. I've been saying it's the same day. This is going to be an insane week. Trying to keep up with all the changes of Arkansas. Because, again, you're talking about not only just Cal, but then once he adds staff members, once he gets guys out of the portal, kids that are committed to. Because what you said, he is the number 2 class in the country for this
upcoming class in the country.
So,
yeah, he's got, let me pull it up again real quick. I think 6 commitments that he has right now. If I go to the team rankings, 6 commitments. That includes 4 5-stars.
I like those. 5 stars are usually
that's good. Cool. His 5. So I'll give you his 5-star guys here. 1 second. Man, this is just.
I know, it's just I keep looking at stuff. I'm like, this is real.
Wild to look at.
This isn't real.
We've got the Jaden Quaintance kid from Raleigh, 6'9", 230-pound center. He's really, really good. I've seen this dude play before. Boy, that would be a really fun one to get. Boogie Flan, he's been like a household name for a while. Point guard, 6'2" point guard. He'll remind people of like kind of Rob Dillingham-ish.
Yeah.
The way he plays. I mean, and that dude was good. Carter Knox, everybody remembers his older brother.
Carter Knox, yeah.
Yeah, top 20 guy, big wing. Billy Richmond, it's just interesting. New Jersey kid. I wonder if he knows KB. Maybe not. Yeah. Top 25 guy, another 6'5" wing, 5-star. It's just a loaded group. Oh, they got this, this 6'10", 240-pound kid he's a 4-star. He's top 40 player in the country. No big deal.
Garbage.
Oh, man. Let's go.
So how many players, of the 5-stars, are they all in the top 10 or what's the lowest ranked 5-star, I guess is what?
Let's see. They've got number 8, number 18, number 19, and number 24.
Okay, so you have 4 of the top 24 players that are committed to Calipari right now.
Yep.
Wow.
And doesn't suck.
It does not suck. And again, even if it just gets half of those kids, if it gets 2 of the 5-stars, Like who would be the? I mean, I know the rankings are higher, but like which are the 5 stars? I guess it would be. And you got center.
Yeah.
No, that's
Yeah, Quaintance. The top 2 guys are Quaintance and Boogie Flans. That's a center point guard combo right there. One of them's from Quaintance is from North Carolina. Boogie Fland he's a New York kid.
Boogie Flag. Wow.
Carter Knox. Carter Knox is he played with Overtime Elite, but Arkansas was pretty in on him. Yes, like he's familiar with Arkansas for sure. They recruited Quaintance some. That they didn't get that far along, I don't think. So like there's relationships there. Like they know some of these guys. So I don't know, man. There's no way in hell they don't get at least a couple of them.
Yeah, yeah. Because if so, like, I'm sorry. I know that some Kentucky fans may disagree, but these kids ain't going. Like all of those kids are not going to Kentucky because they want to go to Kentucky. Like, oh, I want to go to the mecca of college basketball. Like they're not doing that. Especially now knowing that apparently the NIL situation is going to be better for Cal at Arkansas than what it was at Kentucky. Assuming that's the truth. It'd be kind of cool if all of them came. Because was that 4? Yeah, how many players is it? 5 players total?
6. It's 6 total players, 4 or 5 stars.
Okay, so say if he brought all 6. Talking about 6 true freshmen, 4 of them being McDonald's All-Americans and 5 stars. You bring in back Caleb Battle, Trevin Brazil, Tremont Mark. That's 9. 3 or 4 portal players. And
yeah, we'll get a few dudes.
National championship is what I'm seeing.
I like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing right
now.
now.
A lot.
Yeah.
Man.
Just got a text. Pearland Sports Center. Pete Thamel just said credit John Tyson for the move. I literally just said that to John Tyson. John Tyson for the move. Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, yes, you got to give him
I can't
credit.
argue with that.
You got to give him credit for it. Give credit where credit is due. Because that is legit. Man. I just, again, I want to get Ellis's opinions on this matter. He comes in here just flying high. Sure. Like, oh man. I wonder, again, saying it would happen, but you think like Drake and him, Drake plays in the dang Midnight Madness game all the time. LeBron James showed up to his games,
Yeah.
Like, is that type of thing going to happen now at Arkansas? Is that type of thing going to, where you're going to have celebrities of sorts? Like, is John Wall going to come to an Arkansas game? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Probably.
I'm thinking so too, because I mean, again, I liked how Muss would bring it, but no offense, but what was it? The twins or not the twins, the brothers that played for him at
the Martins.
Yeah, it's like, okay, that's great and all, but Anthony Davis could come to an Arkansas game. Anthony Davis could show up. Devin Booker could be there.
Oh, I haven't even thought about the Devin Booker angle with Scotty.
Oh gosh.
It's like
well, we know what Scotty's gonna ask about in the press conference. It's all about Devin Booker. So how about this? Mitch Barnhart 12 days ago tweeted this out. As we normally do at the end of the other season, Coach Calipari and I have had conversations about the direction of our men's basketball program, and I can confirm he'll return for his 16th season as head coach.
Thought you could.
Yeah. Know what they say about those confirming things. It ain't real. It ain't true. It ain't happening. But
oh yeah, Bronny James is in the portal.
Good, get him.
Get him from Muss.
I would, man. Somebody asked me, what do you think Muss is doing right now? I feel like he's screaming.
I bet he's watching this.
Oh yeah, he's probably watching this
ticked
right now.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a text here soon.
I bet he's a little bit ticked about it.
Yeah, you would have to be, especially about the NIL news. Because I mean, you're talking.
Yeah, that's given what we've learned the past few weeks about how big of a factor that was, and him being disgruntled and people being disgruntled with him and everything else. Like, to see some of the numbers being thrown out there now, if I was him, I'd be like, irate.
But you got to admit, like, it makes sense as to why. Like, it goes back to it's like you can't. There's certain people you just can't piss off, and you can't have a bad relationship with.
Yeah, it's all about relationships, man. You got to. Sometimes you might not really believe it, but you got to fake it until you make it. It's, you got to play the game.
Yep.
And it's easier said than done sometimes, but you know.
Yep. Oh, I know. Yeah, I bet you Calipari's going to be at the Blessings all the time. He's going to be golfing out there. He's going to be...
Is he a big golf guy?
I don't know. He probably just goes out there to hang out. You know, he's a country club guy. He gives the vibe.
Yeah, he definitely gives off that vibe.
Yeah. And
I wonder where else he'll eat. Probably a Theo's kind of guy.
yeah, he seems
Little
like a
Bordino's
Theo.
back there, maybe?
Could see that.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't feel like there's any like really main. He seems like an Italian guy, so I don't think he's a real major. I mean, we got a great Olive Garden, but you know, I don't know.
Bordino's. I think he'd like.
Yeah, Bordino's. I think he'll be like places like that. He'll probably go to like, I bet you goes to Pizzeria Ruby. Bet you goes there.
Oh, he's got to do that.
Got to go up there in Johnson. So,
I follow him around a little bit.
Yeah, they can make it work. Freezing Cold Takes just retweeted Mitch Barnhart from that, so that's pretty good.
That's brutal, man.
Yeah,
that is brutal.
Mm-hmm. And again, I want to do this like Brandon Marcello said, but I want to say it too. Shout out to Wes Moore. I mean, that was we talk about Big J journalism and what we do with the facts and how we screw all that. Like Wes did it the right way. He felt comfortable enough to put out that insane story because that's balls. Yeah, that's when I was so shocked when he put it out because I'm like, dude, if you're wrong about this, like you got a following, like this could really look bad on you. But kudos to him, man. He
nailed it.
He nailed it, and nailed it before because I even said it, and I'm willing to talk about how wrong I was on it. This type of stuff almost never gets broken by local media.
No doubt.
Especially Calipari, like no way. But this would be one of the first times that the local Arkansas media broke the coaching search, and it is the biggest one that's ever been broken. So shout out to Wes Moore. Gotta give him credit, man.
Awesome, man.
Give credit where credit's due. Got to make it happen. Jeff Goodman's already putting out Nate Oates. Nate Oates has an $18 million buyout.
Really?
According to what Jeff Goodman says. Scott Drew's another name at $4.5 million, and then Bruce Pearl's at $7 million. They're also throwing out Billy Donovan. Man, I just don't think
Billy Donovan's not going to happen.
No.
Well, but you know what?
Why would Billy Donovan come back to college? I feel like he's done with college.
Is he about to get fired?
I feel like he's always about to get fired at the end of the day. Like I feel like he's always been there. Yeah.
Maybe. I think it's going to be a college guy though.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's such a tough job. I don't know if that'd be how great of a fit that'd be for Drew.
I don't either.
Honestly, I think it would be good for Oates. I think he could handle it. Beard, I think could handle it. Hurley could handle it.
Pearl to me would not be a fit. Like, yeah.
Pearl would be interesting. Wow, man.
Changing the title over here. Let's test it. But yeah, I don't know what. I mean, Kentucky's still one of the best jobs. So.
Yeah, I mean, 1,000%. They'll get a really good coach. They'll be fine. There'll be a problem next year.
Mm-hmm. It will be. And there'll be plenty of opportunities for them to have good interviews. I just wonder, like, will they be able to? I mean, do you think that they'll be able to do the money similar to what they had for Calipari? Because if that's the case, there'll be a lot of coaches that'll be interested if they're willing to pay $8 million or whatever it was.
No doubt.
So, I don't know if they're gonna do that or not. Change the title for those of you who are saying it, but yeah. Where are we at now? But yeah, we've been cooking here on the on the stream. So yeah, it's been
2 hours.
I think it might be our most watched stream we've done in Natty State Sports. I think we've broken that threshold and that record.
More than the midweek Ole Miss road game basketball.
Mm-hmm. Just slightly. It's a great tweet. Someone talking about Calipari leaving or whatever. He says, the billionaire heir of a processed food company deciding to spend a part of his fortune on hiring a blue chip coach for his favorite program is what college sports is all about. Like,
Amen.
Dang right that
Amen,
is.
brother.
That's right. Like, because everybody's just singing the praises of Tyson chicken. Somebody says, "Okay, kids, let's stand on the recite the pledge. I pledge allegiance to Tyson chicken and the Razorbacks for which they stand, and to Arkansas Edge, to which we donate one Razorback under hogs invincible with chicken strips and nuggets for all."
Yeah, I was reading some people posting about like, I love the idea of Tyson's ponying up for Coach Cal, but I'm not gonna be able to feed my kids nuggets anymore because of the price inflation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's golly.
Man. Where's that? Is Ellis driving from
I
Lexington?
don't know. I mean, he gave the vibes that he was coming in. He probably had to stop somewhere and get some like nuggets or something, some Taco Bell.
Sonic drink he walks in with, I bet.
Mhm.
That's the staple. usually.
Sonic, I guess Sonic's probably still open. It's
Probably
11:15.
It's 11:15.
Yeah, it's 11:15.
Right.
And
Okay.
yep, and streaming for 2.5 hours. And no, nothing short of it.
Man.
Tuesday press conference,
Can't wait.
3:00. Yeah, can't wait. I can't deal with this. I'm just thinking of him calling the hogs. And I mean, he's gonna say like he's gonna get up there and he's gonna talk about like the Arkansas program, how awesome it's always been. He's had a great respect for what the coaches like Nolan Richardson, Eddie Sutton,
Oh yeah.
blah blah blah. He's gonna give a shout out to Muss. He is. Do a shout out there, and Muss is gonna then smile because his name was mentioned. And that's it. Oh, there's a door opening up. That might be our residential personality.
It's either that or Cal. I shot him a text.
Oh yeah,
Let's see.
that's just
Hey, it's Scotty.
What the heck? It was nobody. It wasn't anybody that we thought it would be. We got Scotty Borland in the house,
It's even
ladies
better.
and gentlemen. Yeah, like forget Cal. We got Scotty is here. So,
Let's
I thought
go.
Cal was about to walk up in.
well, I mean, we were hopeful.
Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe tomorrow. We're holding out.
We
hope.
slid to them DMs. It's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. We'll see if it actually happens, but we're hoping for that to translate. Because that's again, like I want him to be here and hanging out with us at some point. Hopefully that happens. But yeah, I'm changing the question mark, folks. Everybody, chill out. There we go. All right. So, man, what a crazy time to be alive, Scotty Borland.
Yeah, I don't think I ever
Camera.
anticipated hitting publish on a John Calipari to Arkansas, finalizing a deal with Arkansas story. There's there's no doubt.
That's very surreal.
Like, and I kept texting you, texting you. I'm like, feel good about this, feel good about this, but we just had to get the wording right, just
I know.
finalizing, and it's
Just
it's unbelievable.
yeah,
It is unbelievable.
very much so.
I think that's the best way to put it. It's just, I mean, of all the coaches that you guys put on your coaches board that got thrown around, like again, like Darrell Walker was getting thrown around. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
It was all a ploy. It was all a ploy.
Now, listen, I think Daryl's a good man.
I do
and
too.
I respect him, but that was not happening.
Oh,
No.
like, and it makes me wonder, like, why was that even being a thing thrown around? Like what made that? Was it Darrell Walker's people? You know what I'm saying? Like, was it him or? I mean, that's I don't know, but
John, me and you were doing this after
I'm
the
like depressed.
the football scrimmage
Yeah.
yesterday, and somebody in the comments was like, "Who's a out of left field name?" And I'm like, "Listen, I think Bucky McMillan is enough of a long
Yeah.
shot to be way out of left field." Like, but this was truly like unforeseen, man.
I mean, me and Curtis have been chilling here for 2.5 hours roughly, and Curtis, I think for 2.5 hours, I still don't think we believe it.
No.
Like we've been talking about it for like we've been seeing it, we've been knowing it. It's like
Yeah, we've kind of attacked it from like every angle you possibly can. It's just
You know what seems like a total cow move is that he goes out and he gets him a big clip from Rutgers
yeah.
in the front
yeah.
court. Like that feels like if we want to like identify a portal guy that he's gonna try to attack full force, that feels like a cow move.
Yes.
Get some elite rim protection.
100%, man.
so. Shout out to Shams for originally tweeting that it was the Arizona Razorbacks,
Good.
not the Arkansas Razorbacks. It's about right. I mean, it's hard to keep up these days, but yeah. So Scotty, me and Curtis have talked so much, so we're probably going to have a question to you.
I've been listening.
So I want to ask you just obviously your original thoughts, but like how good can this be for Arkansas and Calipari? Like knowing Calipari's 65 years old, knowing about the setup though, the contract, that seems like he's got plenty of money to work with in NIL, but like is a national championship like a legitimate thing for Arkansas and Calipari?
Why it wouldn't be like it from everything that's being reported right now from Cal's salary alone to what's going to be available in terms of NIL and whatnot, like the resources are being handed over to make that a realistic goal. And like I heard you mentioned earlier, I was on the way over here and we were like the slight against Cal is that he's only won one national title. Arkansas has only got one. So yeah, I mean I think it's realistic and yeah, I think Curtis made a good point too. Like you can X's and O's, you can maybe make a gripe or whatever, but I think Cal is he can still recruit as evidenced by the class that he had at Kentucky. I guess he's still using that in past tense. It's so weird. But yeah, I mean, I would assume he'll hit the portal hard too and try to make this thing a reality. It's just, I'm still having a hard time believing it. And like that I'm not in like a fever dream or something.
But like, I can't wait to see about the not only just the deal once it gets finalized and all that, but to see the players' reactions. We've seen Caleb Battle tweet. We've seen other people react.
Yeah, I feel like it's just a game changer in so many senses of the word. Like from, I like tonight. I'm gonna be real honest. Like before this started becoming more and more and more of a reality, when Tremont Mark hit the portal, Trevin Brazil is like the only guy left on the roster. I shot him a text and was like, "Do you have any idea of like what a timeline on like a stay or go decision looks like?" And then, I mean, I feel like it's kind of been blown up, and you have to reassess everything. Yeah. I told him, I said, I understand if you're still processing, and then this happened.
Yeah.
There's something else that is just completely mind-blowing to try to process, but it's literally got the college basketball world, the sports world's attention. And like me and Curtis, we were listening to that Field of 68 live stream from a few days ago, and Doug Gottlieb was like, "Yeah, you want this higher on the ticker, during the Final Four, at least during the national championship game," and it looks like it's trending that way.
Yeah.
By the way, I just want to these are random updates, but John Fant just tweeted out. It says John Calipari's contract will be worth in the area code of $8 million per year at Arkansas for 5 seasons. Sources confirmed. Also, the biggest factor, the amount of NIL money that the Razorbacks donor base is committing, that their level of support is massive. Quote, massive, I am told. So I know we've talked about that, but just more of those sources coming out where, again, people always talk about how much money you have at Arkansas. It's like, okay, when's it going to happen? Well, it's happened. It's happened. You're paying a coach $8 million a year. And on top of that, providing $6 million, $7 million in NIL, that's big money. That's next level money. That's championship winning money.
Yeah.
So
no doubt.
Because now it makes me wonder, guys, if that's the case, Arkansas has to put in, that's probably the most money of any college basketball program total that someone's investing in a program of a coach's salary and NIL and everything. It's got to be one of the highest budgets for a college basketball program in the country, I would think. So,
Oh yeah.
can't wait to see the players on this roster, man. It's gonna be so much fun. You know,
Squad it.
it's get a couple of big men, get a couple of, guys that can shoot threes. Get Drake on, here in person, hanging out.
Do you want Drake though?
Do you want?
Do you want Drake around?
Maybe just once, just say he did, but no, like not a permanent resident. But like we were kind of, I'm sure you've heard it, Sky. I mean, Curtis were joking. It's like, hey, what if Devin Booker shows up?
Yeah, I did hear that. Yeah, I'm
I mean-
on board. It's almost wore my son's shirt in here.
Yeah, it's like get Devin Booker in here, and he's got how many do you say? 58, Curtis, draft picks, something like that.
That's right.
In just that span, man. So Arkansas did well on the coaching hire. They did just fine.
Yeah. How do we grade this one?
Mhm. Yeah. Because how many times? 'Cause that's the thing too. Right now, you upgraded. Yeah, you went from a good coach in Manderson to a great coach in Must to possibly to a Hall of Fame coach in Calipari.
We've got
Got a FaceTime from Andrew Ellis.
I do.
Is he okay?
What's up?
I'm on my way. I was listening to y'all talk. Is Malik Monk coming back to Fayetteville? Have we determined that?
Oh man, no, that's a good question. If Malik Monk's coming back,
Was
Because-
Marcus Monk involved in the deal?
ooh, probably not. I don't think they have enough money for that. But I mean, would Malik Monk be welcome back?
Silver Hog getting his old buddy Cal, pushing him in the right direction. Who knows?
It is kind of crazy because when I did my enemy of the state back in like 2017, the final four in that bracket had John Calipari and Malik Monk in that final four. So
It's Calipari.
Calipari,
Calipari.
So it's not Calipari, it's
Calipari. That's our chat. Calipari. We got
All right.
Calipari.
Calipari.
Perry, Mary, Harry, Barry. Calipari.
Calipari.
Got it.
Thank you.
Stop sending it.
Yes.
Thank you.
Jeez.
Christ.
Let's say, hey, listen, if it was the press conference, it'd be one thing, but it's all good. But yeah, I was Calipari. Perry. And somebody retweeted Hunter Dickinson's tweet about that too. That's great. Yeah. Okay. And also, Hunter Yurchik's got to redo the bus video with Calipari. That would be iconic if he was able to recreate that. I don't know if Calipari would be down.
How many I haven't done a ton of research on this yet, but it's like transfer portal guys that Kentucky had reached out to. Duke the Arrow was one of them that Arkansas had contacted, and he was on Kentucky's roster last year. I think Cade Tyson was another one. I think he was on our big board, if I'm not mistaken. I don't have it right in front of me, but
Well, I have a feeling that they probably are only involved with high end caliber players too. Because that's the thing is like, not that I'm saying I'm feeling sorry for you two, but you're the whole revamping. I'm sure the big portal board and the recruiting board and all that. Man, you guys are gonna have your hands full.
I've already had like 20 people. Like, where's the update? What's up?
Yeah.
What's the big board coming?
Yeah.
I've been on here talking about this since before it happened. Like, what do you want?
Man,
Breathe a little. It'll come.
yeah, dude, it'll happen. And hey, Hunter Dickinson tweeting about it. Maybe he jumps into the portal.
Sign me up for that, man.
Yeah.
he has a year. Does he have a year left?
That's what Curtis was saying.
Is that right?
Yeah. So Jeremiah Davenport even had he tweeted out like the head exploding emojis from the tweet. Too bad Davenport doesn't have another year.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Could have had.
Hey, did Tremont Mark get processed?
I don't know if Tremont Market process. Hopefully not.
You think Coach Cal knew he had, he was bringing in his star-studded group of players. He didn't have any time to deal with Tremont Mark. You think that's what happened?
Must have been. But, So who's Calipari's first phone call? Like it could be a current player, or player in the portal, or like a former Razorback that's in the portal. Like who do you guys think Calipari calls first? Or maybe does he call his own high school commits first? But he's got so many players out there.
I bet he's trying to flip that class
I
first.
think there's been some scuttle that's
Been going on already.
going on.
I mean, makes sense. It's what you would want him to do.
I bet he's trying to flip those dudes.
I feel like tomorrow for lunch here at Natty State Sports, you may need to just go up and get some Tyson chicken, cook it up. Get
They
some
do
protein.
like dino nugs or
Oh, they do dino nug.
So we're gonna make. That's
are,
what we're getting tomorrow for lunch, boys.
We are ultra familiar with dino nugs at our house.
We're gonna be eating some dino nugs.
Shout out to Lane and Tim Howard.
Yeah,
They bring the dino nugs every week.
yeah. I'm all for that. For the dino nugs.
bro, you're getting heated up by this one poster so much
Because of the name.
Calipari.
Calipari.
It's so funny.
Calipari. Hey, I'll call him whatever I want to call him. All right.
It's cracking me up. I love it.
At least he's watching it. He's focused on the important things. So, all right, hey, buddy, you better watch it, or we're gonna put you in timeout. We have that option here on the stream. Keep throwing that nonsense around.
It's pretty.
So, sheesh. Antonio Reeves, he's coming to Arkansas, right?
I wish he is done, right?
Yeah,
I think he is done.
yeah, he
Dude,
is.
that would be awesome. He was electric. What about Reed Shepard? Why not?
He's pretty good.
Yeah,
Reed Shepard's not bad. Be nice.
man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out.
Honestly,
What's that done with this stuff?
like the new transfer portal board. We've been talking for a minute.
Mhm.
We can just print out the rankings, like the first page of the rankings. They're not going to be messing around with. I mean,
Yeah.
you want to know who they're after? The dudes. That's who they're going to
The
be
guys.
after. Yeah.
And they're going to be in on it. We thought that, every time every time a player got, it's like, oh, contacted by Arkansas. It's like, no, Arkansas is going to be getting anybody and everybody, at least the contact wise, anybody and everybody that they want. So, man, this is.
Yeah, a couple 16
I don't think I'm gonna
guys
sleep
in that class. So like you just go after Big Cliff just to prove a point that you're not
Yeah.
screwing around.
Hey, remember everyone was like, hey, why don't they just go out and get a guy like the Yukon, whatever his name
Right.
is. Yeah, just go
Yeah.
get one of him. Well, now you can.
Now they might do that.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Yes.
It's like now you can. Now you can just go out and you can get those six. That's what Arkansas needs. They just need, like Calvin Calipari, they just need like 6 dudes that are 6'10" or above. And then just a bunch of 6'6" guys, 6'7". Roll with it. Roll with it. There's and all I'd say it's lost in all this, but man, the amount of publicity that Arkansas is getting to, like the amount of people talking about Arkansas.
This is huge.
Yes, I mean it's the craziest. It might be one of the craziest hires in college basketball history.
Could this be the best thing that ever happened to Sam Pittman? Somebody's gonna give a damn about.
Yeah, attention's
Yeah.
really
He's got
off
going
of him,
on.
right?
Oh yeah, especially with the baseball team doing what they're doing. And
Yeah.
the baseball team keeps rolling.
They may never lose
I
again.
know, dude. Like,
It's crazy.
Calipari's going to throw out the first pitch for a game, and maybe a midweek game. I wish Arkansas played Kentucky at home this year. That would have been funny in baseball, being thrown out against Kentucky. But
Man,
all I know is that a lot of you people out there owe an apology to Hunter Yurchek. That's what I know. You guys were saying horrible, mean things about him, saying how trashy he was, how terrible he was. And guess what? He did something good. Well, Tyson helps, I think,
But
I ain't apologizing to that man for that.
dude, you know he's gonna come out and be like, that video I put out was a Calipari the whole time.
Yeah, we had him. We knew.
Yeah.
A matter of time.
Yeah. David asked a funny question in the chat. Interestingly, he's like, "Are we a basketball school now? Because now you're paying for the most.
Yeah, you have to be.
You have to be
I
now
think.
considered a basketball school."
You have to be.
But yeah, that's got to be happening. Let's see.
I love reading on just Twitter and Discord and everything else, and people are a lot like me. It's like, I want to see him. I'll believe it when it's inked. I'll believe it when he's here. Just
Yeah.
Mhm.
and it is so surreal.
It is. Yeah. It's like because now if it doesn't happen, it's some Dane Allman crap. It's like he signed on and then suddenly you wasn't here and gonna have like
That
John
can't
White.
happen.
Yeah,
That
and
can't
yeah, it happened. By God, that's Elvis's music. Oh, what's up, Elvis?
Going on, boys?
Oh, just talking about John Calipari being the next head coach of the Arkansas Razorback basketball team.
Man, I got so much to say, but I don't know what all I missed. Y'all talked about the
About
Malik
2 hours and
Monk angle?
45
We did.
minutes worth of craziness.
It's gracious. Y'all talk about the gabagool. Y'all talk about the Hermans. Y'all talk about all that. I mean, y'all
We didn't
cover all
get to
the
the
topics.
gabagool.
No, yeah.
Yeah, did y'all see my tweets? I was putting off bangers tonight.
Dude, I saw a lot of things. So yes, I did see some of your tweets that were pretty good though. I did appreciate that. But yeah.
I really didn't know how long y'all were going to do this. I thought about coming like an hour and a half ago when I texted y'all, but then I was like, they're probably wrapping up the stream. Like, they'll probably wrap it up in 15 minutes. And by the time I get over there,
Yeah.
when I saw Scotty walk in the door, that's when I knew I missed him. I was like, that's I got to get over there right away. Hillary texted me as I left. She was asleep, but she was like, "Where'd you go?" And I was like, "Business is business."
Live stream. Yeah, the live stream. So but yeah, Andrew, so yeah, your thoughts on Calipari being the next head coach of Arkansas?
I mean, we all got to talk ourselves into it, and it didn't take long. It took me about 5 seconds. Literally up until Jeff Goodman's tweet is the exact moment. When he tweeted it out, that's when I immediately started doing the mental gymnastics, and it took me about 8 seconds to talk myself into the salary cap Razorbacks taking over the SEC next year right away. In all seriousness, everybody in the country is talking about Arkansas right now. This is certainly a splash, to say the least. Like, I feel like Arkansas can do something with this momentum. I think it's going to be short-lived momentum, but I think they can, the vibes are certainly a lot better than they were 4 hours ago.
Man. I mean, it's a wild time of just, are you talking about splash? It's like, this is a
big boy in a shallow end type of spot.
Yeah. He hit that can opener.
Yeah, like this is this is somebody that just goes in and I forgot what movie it was from. It was like Shallow Hal. I don't know if anyone's ever seen that movie, but the old gal jumps in the pool and the pool water comes out. Like, it's just that big of a splash. And there's people that don't even know anything. Like Fox News and CNN tweeted out about this.
Yeah.
It's I think Truly Donovan, I guess, is the one that said it, where he's like, it just has shifted the entire college basketball landscape.
What did he tweet? He tweeted, he was like, there's about to be a cataclysmic shift.
Great wording.
Yeah, because that's what it is. Because now, Kentucky has somebody, and if Kentucky hires somebody from some other major place, then they got to do it. But yeah,
So does Beard go to Kentucky and then Wade goes to Ole Miss? Is that how this ends?
we thought like that's a possibility. We're thinking Oates goes to Kentucky, and then like they end
Beard
up.
goes to Bama. Let's just have the musical chairs somehow align all the candidates in this job.
Yeah,
Somehow Tang ends up at McNeese. It's a whirlwind.
Dude, I saw a tweet earlier, and it I think this is right, and it maybe puts it into perspective how wild this was, but it started with Rob Lanier being like,
yes,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's a new job. The freaking funniest thing ever, man.
Muss allegedly strong-armed to come open. That
Dude.
way he could eventually get to USC. And
Dead serious. What do y'all think Eric Musselman is doing right now besides just
what I'm
punching the
saying.
air? Like he's gonna be
Screaming.
so
He-
pissed, bro.
Like he is. I guarantee he's on Twitter, and just like he's screaming into the phone.
And then Danielle picked him
probably
up and
just
put him in
looking
bed.
over
And was
that
like,
balcony,
"Here you go." You know?
I love this balcony, bud.
Oh my gosh!
I mean-
like that's what was my first thought when I saw the reports of like getting like $6 million in NIL.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
I
all of a sudden,
Calipari-
Arkansas's the money bag state, man.
It's like
I don't
it's like
know.
everyone's like, oh, Musk couldn't get anything. He's like, I was sitting there just wanted.
Was
to
it
die.
Goodman yesterday that tweeted something where he's like, "Yeah, I'm hearing Arkansas's NIL situation ain't all it's cracked up to be. Maybe it just pissed off all the money bags, and they were like, you know what?
yeah,
You know what? Let's go get a big fish."
I mean, I bet that there's something to that though, because that's been
Word was
kind of
starting to
the
get
biggest
out.
thing. Yeah,
Word was starting to get out.
Yep.
Them hogs broke,
Yeah, not anymore.
and if I'm not broke, if I got bankroll in the pocket, I'm like, watch
Now we'll
this.
see if those money bags still work in football, though. Now we'll see. But at least in this context, they somehow convinced Calipari over a stake that they had the money. So we'll see.
We were
But,
just talking about how this might be the best thing that ever happened for Sam Pittman. 'Cause now nobody's going to care what he's got going on.
Well, man, how about Hunter Yurchek, the comeback of the year? Nobody's had more of a roller coaster week, like 7 days.
Who hasn't said a thing?
Yeah.
Like he hasn't even like tweeted anything. It's
Well,
just
other
like
than other than his podcast appearance.
right. Yeah, I guess that
It's
was that just.
that's what I'm
7
saying. Is
days
like
ago?
Twin Peaks was, I guess at this point it was like 10 days ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I mean,
sure.
think about that's the day he sent the tweet. Think about this 10 days has been just a freaking roller coaster.
And here we are.
Yeah, wow.
Well, and also, you know, it's funny. They thought hiring Beard would make Arkansas like villains. Oh, they're the villains of college basketball. Everybody hated us with Must. They're going to really hate us with Beard. You're the freaking villains when you're Coach Cal.
Yeah.
Coach Cal's your head coach.
Yeah.
You got Drake sitting courtside. You're the villain.
Yes. Yes, you are. Yeah.
Also, yes, we do want Drake around. Who was it? Which one of y'all suggested we shouldn't want Drake around? Why would we not want Drake around?
It's kind of a bad luck charm.
Where they catch
He is a little bit of a bad luck charm, only if he places bets on the team.
Yeah, if he's wagering.
As long as he's not betting on it, and you know,
I mean,
feel
you
like-
saw the picture of him in a full pregame sweatsuit.
Yeah, he's gonna be-
in the team meeting room.
that's how they'll really piss Muss off is if they get a pregame routine that really pops off, and Drake's a part of it, and it's like a huge thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's what I was thinking. Is like all the former players that he could have, and all the celebrities that could potentially come to Fayetteville. You know, it's like, dang, Jessica Alba was great. You know, that random time, or whoever. But you know, could Bronny James come to Arkansas? I mean, he's in the portal.
Oh man, I mean, he's the most coveted 5-point per game scorer in the country right now is Bronny James.
That's right.
No, I'm all for that because again, it's all about how the optics, how it looks.
Yep.
And I know I say that kind of jokingly, but it's like, you know, make a splash, keep making splashes. Make this be the celebrity hotbed.
Yeah, just momentum, man. Have it get to that point. But we were talking about the assistants. Like, does he get the gang back together? Of like, I mean, do you bring in Tony Barbie and you get Kenny Payne, Worldwide West? Do you bring Worldwide West back?
Well, here's
on?
what you do. You keep Ronnie Brewer one.
Yes, 100%.
You do bring in one of those
And
guys,
Riley
like
Hall.
Kenny Payne type of, yeah, of course, Riley Hall. I get Darryl Walker in as lead assistant. That's the first thing. He had to compete with for this job,
Yes,
as we know.
it's the
As
two.
we know.
It's kind of like presidents. You know, like one wins the nomination, the other one comes on as VP. Yeah.
Here's what I'm wondering: what's Nolan Richard? You think Nolan Richardson's going to be like all for this, or you think he'll say anything? Like, I mean, not that he like says stuff, but you know, he came to games and was around under Muss.
I think Mike Anderson feels, because you know that he did not like Mike Anderson did not have a lot of love for Calipari.
A little bit easier to ignore Mike Anderson's wishes
True,
than it is
true.
Nolan's wishes.
True.
But I mean, obviously, Cal, that's gonna be one of the first things he's gonna have to kiss a lot of ass when he first gets to Fayetteville. I feel like that's the first ass he's got to kiss is Nolan Richardson and get him to sign off on this. Because I mean, you know, Arkansas fans are gonna I see a lot of people that are excited, but there's gonna be a lot of Arkansas fans who go into this a little like weird.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, you know, fair play. You've been hating this dude for however long. Like, I get it. But I think from a PR standpoint, Coach Cal's going to have to start kissing the babies and going full politician, which, I mean, he's always in politician mode. But
Yeah.
I feel like there's going to be some of that Arkansas fan base that kind of holds out on him.
Yep. Also, Brandon Marceau just texted me. He says Arkansas is now immediately one of the top 5 villains in college basketball. He says the media attention and the vitriol from fans is going to be unlike anything Arkansas fans have ever seen. I'm like, I don't disagree, but I also think Muss kind of was a nice little nice segue transition into that, because I think Arkansas and Muss were already pretty hated. Maybe not to the level now, but like a lot of people in the SEC hated Muss and hated Arkansas because of Muss and because of the fans. So that'll just be a different type of hate and vitriol that'll be thrown out there. So
Yeah, this is gonna be. I mean, but it's just gonna make things an event.
that's gonna be, yeah.
You know.
Well, we and Chris were talking about it too, like thinking about again, I know it's still Kentucky and they're still a bigger program than Arkansas, but how cool would it be just to have like awesome non-conference games matchups?
Yeah.
Like not something you go to Maui or something. If it's a home and home, or maybe you play on a naval battleship, and you play against UConn or something like that. Or Gonzaga. I think that would be, because we're talking about scheduling. Like that could be something that's really something to watch for. Is how that works.
It's just crazy that Arkansas came out of this whole bizarre mess with like the splashy fun thing.
Mm-hmm.
That this had a fun ending. And who knows if this will have a fun ending in terms of the encore, like what happens from here, But at least like for now, it's just crazy that Arkansas is in such a positive light nationally, when it just felt like we were heading towards a disaster. Not a disaster, but it just never felt cool at any point during the last week. No. Did not feel like this had a happy ending for Arkansas. It's just crazy that you have Eric Musselman walk, and somehow PR-wise, you come out of this more popular than ever. And now this is going to be one of the most anticipated seasons in program history.
Do you think Arkansas fans will look up in a decade and regret not hiring Chris Jans?
I mean, that's very possible. I think there's any number of names, like even Chris Jans, like whoever. I mean, you could throw Bucky, you could throw whoever. There's always going to be like a guy who's just a normal basketball coach where you could look back and be like, if they had just brought in a normal guy, he could have just built his whatever. Because that's one thing Calipari's not going to do, is set the standard and lay a foundation for this prosperous program that's going to thrive for 45 years. This is a win now, F it move is what this is. This is not let's build a program from the ground up with our bare hands. This is a quick fix.
It's like getting
Let's get that
Tom
flex
Brady.
deal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Which I'm all for. This is like I said, this is a disaster of a week. So it's like,
Where's the Final Four next year?
Dallas.
is that real?
I think. Oh, it's in Texas. I think. Well, I thought it was in Dallas.
I think it's San Antonio, brother.
It's San Antonio. Okay. Fine.
San Antonio.
Well, I didn't.
Still fun.
I couldn't remember if it was San Antonio, but when you said Dallas but it
That's
might be
yeah, that
Texas,
one,
I was
right,
like, I feel like San
San
Antonio.
Antonio is probably the example. So yeah, I don't think they have direct flights.
San Antonio.
No direct
We
flights
can take a
from
little
San
trip through the river through there.
Yeah, there is Charles Barkley calls it a creek.
Charles Barkley has a lot of mean things to say about
Yes,
San Antonio.
especially
But yeah,
women.
I mean, there's gonna be so many. I haven't seen I haven't been on my phone too much, but just seeing all the public response, like Charles Barkley will be talking about this. Everybody's talking.
Kevin Garnett's been on it.
Yeah.
What Kevin Garnett had to say?
I retweeted it.
He was talking about the
It's
money.
yeah, it's
Big
just,
ticket HG.
yeah, and then he spelled an expletive with a Y instead of an I, so that was
there
kind
you
of
go.
funny. Yeah, he said, Coach Cal to Arkansas, $8 million a year and $6 million in NIL. That real? So it's that
different
out here, Lord.
Assistant coach Kevin Garnett.
There we go.
Yep, there you go. Yeah, bring him in. But
Anything's possible.
yeah.
Oh, you want to? Here's a connection. You know where John Calipari
Harry.
Yeah.
John Calipari played college basketball?
Providence.
He played at UNC Wilmington.
There you go. Jackson Fuller.
There is a young lad that plays for UNC Wilmington, or he did last year, that we have on the board, Portal Big Board, that be interested to see if
We're keep him on there.
we keep him on.
When do you think the last time is Coach Cal's watched a UNC Wilmington game?
Last season when they whooped him on his home floor.
Yep.
Yeah.
They put that court down for one game and took it up.
Mm-hmm. Now, I know like some of these national guys, like somebody tweeted Andy Staples, big basketball guy, Andy Staples. But it was just like saying, he's like, my man is really trying out here to do the Memphis job again, the stuff I had to hide, blah, blah, blah. He says, this is going to be great. read some article that he lost the coach who was in the buffer from all the stuff that he's been killing him. Not talking about Yurchek, but then he's like, he still was like, no real expectations. Arkansas went to the Elite Eight in 21 and 22. Trust me, they expect plenty.
Yeah, there's expectations. What the hell are you talking about? No expectations. What?
Yeah, it's like
This was not a bring him in.
Who said that?
We'll see what
some
he's
random
got.
person was tweeting at
No
me.
expectations. What the hell are you talking about, Andy Staples? We got expectations.
No, he's going after the guy because the guy said no real
I was
expectations.
gonna say, I was
He was
like,
being
bro.
sarcastic. That's what he's saying. He's like, dude, of course they have expectations. They went to the Elite Eight twice in a row.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. But also I thought it was funny.
But Arkansas fans are nuts, dude. Like, even if they had not had that recent success, I mean, when Musselman got there, they immediately were like, all right, this is the guy that can take us. I mean, and he did, but it was like,
But this is now even a next level, I think, even more so than Musk. Because now fans are like right now, and assuming they're going to put together a roster like we all think they will, it's going to be like
imagine.
second weekend at least, better.
Yeah, I mean, they
Top
definitely
four
can't
SEC.
go under 500 in SEC play. I'll just say that.
Here's a really like bold prediction. Arkansas gets picked to finish first in the SEC at SEC Basketball Media Days.
They'll be up there. They'll be. I mean, they're gonna be preseason everything. I mean, that's what's crazy. Is they have nothing has happened, but it's like
Yeah.
there's so much buzz. They'll be the most overrated team in the country.
Yep.
We'll get to do the bit in early December where our fans will be like, "This isn't a top 10 team. I don't care what the rankings say. These young freshmen, they're not gelling yet.
Yep.
You know, we're gonna do all that stuff, but the preseason, it's gonna be buzzing.
I just can't wait to hear. I assume, you got to hear okay. All right, good start there, Curtis. Coach Cal. And then Curtis, you're going to have to be there on the Zooms when you and Scotty and everybody like, hey, Coach.
Scotty, are you gonna be
Talk
excited to
about
watch
that.
Michi Johnson?
Wait.
Do what?
Do you feel like this move definitely makes it more likely that Arkansas lands Michi Johnson?
He committed to Ohio State.
Did he really?
He pulled a Jimmy Witt and went back to school.
Maybe when Bronny commits to Ohio State, they can package them together and get them to go to Arkansas.
Curtis sent a screenshot. Yeah, it's like Kentucky's contacted Big Cliff. I think that's like that's a Cal dude.
Yeah.
That's a Cal
Top
big
priority.
front court guy that he goes after.
For those
Is
of
he a
you,
Calipari or a Calipari guy?
Calipari guy.
I think we just need to say Coach Cal.
Coach,
Yeah, just Coach Cal.
Cal.
It's too ingrained the other way to
Yeah.
change it.
Dude, it's crazy.
tonight.
Curtis just started Sopranos too.
Yeah, I would.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's also too like the amount of time it took me to pronounce Brett Bielema's name correctly. Like I feel like I needed to work on that.
Yeah, that's one you could.
Yeah.
So this is interesting though. That screenshot you just sent, they'd contacted 8 guys.
Yeah.
8. That's
So you're telling me this is going to be easier to keep up with?
Here's what I don't understand. Here's what I don't understand is like, because everyone obviously immediately pointed to like, oh, Coach Cal was being like forced out at Kentucky, or he kind of didn't feel great about the situation. What would he have done if this Arkansas thing hadn't come out of nowhere? Kind of like, what if Arkansas just hired Chris Beard? You think Coach Cal was like just waiting for something to fall in his lap, or
Well,
he probably would have coached next year and
then just kind of
yeah.
his life.
Well, because I saw some reports from certain college basketball people that they said that there was some interest that he had in the Ohio State job and the USC job, but it wasn't like didn't even get to anything above it. But I need to go back and look at the tweet. But when the Arkansas job opened and there was the availability, it was called a dream shot for Calipari to go to Arkansas.
I mean, I just think back to all those times he saw those hog calls in Herman's.
That's right.
I saw people retweeting the videos and all that, which, goodness.
How many times he's going to be?
Also, it's funny that that became like a reported thing where it's like, apparently Coach Cal is friends with the Tysons. Every year he tweets out a picture of him and he's like, just had dinner with my good buddy John Tyson or whatever. Like he's always tweeting it out. So it's not like a secret, but it's just not something we never even in the moment when he would tweet that stuff, we never were like, hey, imagine if in 3 years Tyson decides to pull some strings and bring him here.
Yeah.
Like Coach Cal was just not something. And it kind of reminds me of like, say that he wanted the USC job. How do you even go about floating your name for the USC job if you're Cal? That's kind of crazy.
I also want to know what that first text was like when they got like, did John Randall Tyson or John Tyson just see like, all right, Coach, what are we thinking?
Yeah,
What's it
kind
gonna
of check.
What's it gonna take?
They were like drinking one night, like, dude, send him a text.
Yeah, something like that. I guess I just saw Matt Jones of Kentucky Sports Radio said that Brad Calipari looks to be joining the staff.
That's big news.
So
That's
more
I
sons
love
on the staff. More sons on the
He was
staff.
he was in player development at Vanderbilt under Stackhouse, if I'm not
Wow.
I believe
mistaken.
so.
That's a good career move for him.
Yep. So
Yeah, he's I no disrespect intended. He's cooler than Michael and Matt combined.
it's true.
No disrespect.
But
He's cooler than those guys
I
combined.
think it's going to be now 3 coaches in a row for Arkansas basketball where their a son has been on the staff because Mike Anderson had his son, Mike Anderson Jr. on the staff for a
Yeah.
bit. Then of course
He
Musk.
used to fire off some wild tweets.
Man, those were
He was
good
a heat
times.
check on Twitter guy.
Those were good times.
It's a big number up there.
Yeah. And then Matt Jones is also tweeting out about the flight expected to depart to Fayetteville.
This is a down coaching search in terms of plane tracking.
It was because the names just got thrown out there so quickly. It was almost like, well,
Well, and the only plane I can remember being tracked was Must to USC, which apparently didn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it happened, but it means like
I was
The
gonna.
flight
I was
was-
planning on bringing that up like tomorrow. Well, yeah, tomorrow morning in our Monday morning meeting, being like, so how should we go about doing a plane tracking thing if this is going to drag out?
Well, yeah.
Doesn't matter.
no, we're gonna have to delete the app now.
Yeah.
So flight aware and finding that out. But yeah, I was even joking with Curtis too. I'm like, Razorback spring practice on Tuesday morning. How many people are going to? Do we even show up to that? Of course we do because we're
We're
on top of
Hanging
it.
out there.
Yeah, hanging out there, and we'll maybe
It'll help us get to what
good
time
video.
things are happening.
Yeah.
Thursday.
But like, what if Cal's out there hanging out? Like,
Yeah, he
checking
might be
out-
there.
checking
He
out
might
the
address the
thing.
team.
Sam Pittman, yeah.
Yeah. Him and Petrino. Like, if there's a photo op of Bobby Petrino and John Calipari talking at the same time, that'll be pretty great. Man. But yeah, I hope Coach Cal just gets the old band back together. Kenny Payne's not doing anything, so I don't know where Tony Barbie is. So
We can also like we're on firm Cal first pitch watch at Bomb now.
but
I mean,
are they going to do it for a
They-
midweek game though? Because
no, they're gonna wait until like the Florida
Florida?
series. I bet. Like I think it's like April 26th or something like that.
yeah, God, I wish they were playing Kentucky. That'd be pretty.
I know they're going to Kentucky, who by the way is actually good at baseball. I don't know.
Tony Barbie is the head coach at Central Michigan.
It's
Come
Central
down to
Michigan.
Fayetteville.
Also, I need
The Chippewas.
Boogie Fland in my life.
Yes, dude.
I'm actively watching highlights, and I can get behind.
Man, it's gonna be so cool to get back to bringing in the Burger Boys. You know,
Oh yeah.
that was a nice little like year there. You know, where there was a lot of them. It'll be cool to just look at the top prospects in the country. NBA draft talk will be a lot cooler now.
Oh yeah. Well, and I know we've talked about the impact it's had just on the social media landscape, but if you talk about the positivity of like with the NIL, the numbers that are getting thrown out, it's like, hey, they're got big NIL. Like every single player worth their salt is going to be like, oh, I'm not. Arkansas's got Cal and NIL.
Yeah.
I'm calling them. Like I'm going to find out. Like, hey, how do we make this work? So that's where it's like, I just feel like there's no chance that
You
Arkansas.
think
does not
you think college kids are worried about getting paid, John?
From what I understand, some of them do enjoy getting paid instead of just being a hog.
Some of them don't mind letting you know that either. They'll be like,
Yeah. No, man, I do this for the love of the game. I don't want to make that happen, but
the only guys that do stuff like that are Brad Calipari.
yeah, those types. We'll say that we're going to give a shameless plug because the logo's there, but the pot at the Palace is going to be popping.
Yeah,
for a
things-
while.
We're
For a while.
gonna be cooking.
Yeah.
I'm already looking at. I'm over here looking at the 2025 offers that Kentucky put out already. It's just, it is like you can just
Yeah.
print out the front page of the rankings. It's like
Yeah.
offer. It's gonna be the same thing now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I just
Boozer twins. Why not? Why not?
Yeah.
so since there's only still one player on Arkansas roster from last season.
Make sure, bro. What the hell?
How many players from Arkansas roster last season's on next year's team?
I don't know, but Devo Davis will be one of them.
I mean, Debo did have a thing about not playing Kentucky, though. He did not like playing Kentucky.
He had a handshake deal, is what I was told.
It's all part of the plan. But
Devo knew the scoops.
no, I think too. I think if he could get Battle, yes, Battle and Mark maybe or Leighton Walker.
I don't know, man. How about Battle just tweeting like, "Oh, I love that." He just said, 3 days after, you're like, whoa, I didn't realize you were going to hire Cal. You didn't know he told me that.
And then what was it yesterday when we tweeted? I was like, man, I need NIL.
Having those boys coming back begging for a locker, please. Yeah. I don't know. If they convince Coach Cal to let him on the roster, we'll see.
You think T. Mark is a Coach Cal guy? I don't know that he is.
I don't know.
I think your best shots
I
are
think Caleb Battle is.
Caleb Battle's a good
Battle and Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
Which I still think Brazil
could not be more of a Cal guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I swear I don't mean any disrespect here, but Devo and Blocker.
I'd rather have the 5-star burger guys.
That's the thing. I love the idea of having those guys back, and I like what they bring to the table. But in-state guys, but my goodness, I don't think they're gonna have any problems getting guards.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like the idea of it, but not the idea coming to fruition. I mean,
Yeah,
it's like
Mm-hmm.
almost like a "Who do you love, me or the thought of me?"
Right.
deal.
I won't be upset, if either or both of those guys come back, but I don't know if I'm anticipating it.
Mm-hmm.
See, man.
Yeah. Man, this is gonna be a.
When do you think
fun
the first pop will come? Like portal pop, because they'll
Before
start
the
flipping-
presser.
I have to say,
Before
that'd
the
be so funny
presser.
if like tomorrow morning they get their first commitment.
I really think before the presser, they'll have some type
It
of.
wouldn't even surprise me, man. Or maybe at least like the first flip from that recruiting class.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, give us one burger.
Yeah.
Just give us a little slider,
Because all it's gonna take is
One pickle. It's fine.
Somebody Photoshop John Calipari's face on that pic of Muss at his desk with those 3 burgers, and then add 2 on the side of it. So 1 and 2 more.
Dude, I need Eric Musselman cam right now, bro. I need to know what that dude is doing. He's on the phone right now
screaming. I just can't wait to see
with his caviar and his wine.
I'm just gonna be whoever gets tipped in is usually the guy that does it. It's like, or so whoever says like so and so's reopened their commitment.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, there it is.
We've got so much
Arkansas.
pre-writing to do.
Yeah, you guys got your work cut out for you. You better get on it.
And all we've been doing, how many
Y'all can delete a bunch
stories are
of
we gonna have
stuff,
to delete? Yeah.
I got to delete some tweets.
Yeah, y'all, Chad,
So there-
should we just release all the stories? Just release the Chris
Let y'all
Jan
see 'em.
story, the Beard story, just everything.
So that way,
I
it look like.
wrote Chris Beard story, Porter Moser story, Buzz Williams story, Bucky McMillan story. You had, who was it, Jans, Wade, Underwood?
Yeah. Jan's Wade,
and then we did not
Underwood.
even mess around with the Grant McCaslin story.
No.
I don't even know who that is.
Nobody had the Darrell Walker piece written, huh?
Yeah, didn't go there. It's interesting because, like, when the interview stuff and the smoke started blowing last night, I updated the hot board. I put Walker on there because of the interview, and I added Cal because I was like, it's a
Enough
thing. I
smoke.
don't think it's going to happen, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
And I wrote like 4 paragraphs of a just in case story. And thank God, because I was at Rock and Roll Sushi with Michelle, and we're eating at the bar. It's freaking packed in there, and getting these different texts and everything like that. And me and Scotty are texting back and forth, and he was saying, should I start on this? And I was like, well, I already started on it. And he was like, all right, great. And then the buzz just keeps picking up and picking up and picking up, and I was like, listen, man, I only wrote it through the Kentucky phase of his career. And so it was kind of wound up being a combined effort of getting that story done. Thank God we did, because I didn't think it was going to happen. I definitely didn't expect it to be to this point tonight, but here we are. Man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
No, I would never guess. Because again, like I remember texting you guys when I saw it. I'm like, it has legs from what I hear, but it's still.
I gotta go get a rib removed.
Yeah,
Dude, yeah, it can't-
yeah,
it
let's
became
say
one of
you got something to do here, Curtis. You got to pay up your comeuppance.
Here was part of like my hesitance with the whole thing is like it became one of those things where initial rumor and you're kind of like, oh, okay, there's like some interest
Yeah.
there, like whatever. And then it became a thing where everyone was like, well, I'm hearing it. It's like we're all hearing it. That doesn't mean that what we're hearing is true.
Yeah.
And so there was such a gap between when the initial talk started happening and when someone real started, like a national guy started being like, oh crap, like this is happening. Because that really didn't happen until like late tonight. right before it really became a thing.
It was
so it's
always it was always the idea that making sense and there being mutual interest, like none of that was surprising, but it was always there's no way they're going to be able to pay the dude enough money.
Right. And that's why like that gap of time between like this morning and tonight and there not being, I was kind of just like, I feel like we would be hearing this thing build and we were. Right. And so I really like kind of just moved on with my night. I was just like, they're not about it. And if they are, it's not going to be tonight. And then here I am.
I mean, and I legit, when I was driving over here, I was like, oh, this is kind of crazy. We'll probably, just kind of talk about it for a half hour or something and prime people.
When y'all came over here to do this, I thought it was still BS at that point. I was like, y'all really about to go live?
Well, and honestly, the only reason I like wanted to go live is one, I was already here, but two, I was like, man, I see everyone freaking out. Like we talk about, like we always want to go whenever the motion's the highest. So I'm like, let's do it. And then it's just like I remember Curtis.
He wants to capitalize on people's instability.
Yeah, exactly. That's I love taking advantage of people. But it's like, I remember me and Curtis, we almost ended the stream. And we were like, all right,
just before 10.
Yeah, we're like till 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
But then I got a text him like, man, we may need like 10 more minutes. And then just, so I'm glad that we were able to keep it going because that would have happened where we would have left into the stream and then stuff would have happened that way too. So, but yeah, that's the thing, man. It's like the fans were going crazy with it. And now it's, again, just Calipari.
Shout out to Tyson Chicken, bro. They're about to just go through the roof.
Oh my gosh. Like John Randall was here. I'm not name dropping, but John Randall was here at our launch party. And, we need to throw a party just for him again here.
Not name dropping him, but.
Yeah. We need to have a party just for him here at Natty State for the acorns that he had and they had to pull it off. That's so much money. That is so much money. Is Calipari worth that money though? I think he is. Just in like ticket sales and this publicity.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, unless they really don't do anything, unless you like
just really crap the bed.
Oh man.
Guys, I'm excited. This is fun.
Yeah, I mean like this is by far the like most bizarre way it could have played out, but like for us, this plays.
It's great. I mean, we had 75,000 people watching. Not once, but overall.
That's Donald W. Reynolds numbers right there.
Yeah, that's right. That's what we do here at Natty State Sports.
Goodness gracious.
So yeah, Calipari, that man gonna be wearing a red tie on Tuesday, calling the Hogs. Chuck's asking him about John, tell us about your journey here to Arkansas.
Oh, dude, he's gonna that 20. I guess it was 2020 game, Arkansas, Kentucky.
Yep.
He's gonna talk about that so much. That moment right there, I knew this place was different. I knew it was different.
That is a question Bob's gonna bring up first.
You remember the game, John? You gotta drink it.
What'd you think about that? Like.
And then he'll give an answer, and Bob will be like, "Well, could you give me a little bit more? Like, could you maybe answer the question for a little bit longer?"
Oh man, yeah, we got like first order of business. We got to get Cal up here. Cal up here.
I mean, right now, yeah.
Got to find a way.
Matter of fact, guys.
Yeah, bring him in. Took him hostage.
You got his music queued up, Scott?
Yeah.
Oh man,
correct, man.
I heard he's at the Graduate in that suite that LSU's coach.
Jay Johnson.
Yeah, the Jay Johnson suite. Yeah, give me the Jay Johnson special.
Do you think he hands out his phone number to like the media, like a?
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
I think so too.
I think he's still got like old school business cards or.
Hopefully he thinks we're cool, like because I think if he thinks we're cool, he'll
yeah,
he's all about.
But I don't know if we're like I feel like he's stylish cool. I don't know if we're stylish cool. I think we're just like guys cool, like he's more like, okay, who's the cool guys with the cool cars and the that's the vibe I get. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Arkansas can
we just got to get some Raris up in here.
Yeah, did that and make it make it look nice, have some nice food, some Italian food up in here. Do it that way. But do you think he has like a Kentucky area code, like Lexington area code phone number? These are the questions that
I also do just want people to know, like, if you want to call us out and be like, you know what, guys, you probably said a lot of bad stuff about Coach Cal all these years. Now it's how it works.
It is.
It's just how it works.
It is.
You hate him when he's not your coach, and now he's your coach.
Yep, because I would have
You
did
know?
the same thing with Chris Beard.
Yeah, we were prepared.
Wade.
We were about to pretend we liked Will Wade, bro. You think we can't get there for Coach Cal, bro? Like we were about to pretend like we really liked Will Wade.
Yeah.
And so
I
Coach
did
Cal,
like Chris Beard.
Chris Beard, I was like, that was an easy
But
sell.
yeah,
for
like
me.
outside of that, I was kind of like,
Yeah.
We were really about to sit down. Well, that's out of here. I mean, Jans, if you look at the defensive metrics, the Kim Pom, the defense is cooking with Jan. You know, we were really about to do that.
I
shit.
was already planting seeds for Jan.
Bro, I feel like
Yeah.
you were making fun of me directly.
No, I'm just saying
John was talking yesterday.
we would have had to do that though.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
and
I
now
did it
you don't have to you don't have to reference Ken Pom to tell people why Coach Cal is the coach. You know what I mean? It's just boom.
Yeah, you don't have to reference any like numbers and any like
Exactly.
analytics. It's like, nope, this is why. Yeah, looking at the resume. Well, shoot, guys. I mean, we can go ahead. I guess wrap it up. It's already Monday.
Yeah, I might as well.
Yeah,
I might as well go ahead and record bombastic here. I was literally thinking like before I went to sleep, I was like, man, I really like don't want to have to wake up and do that. But now I'll just go ahead and do it now. Here we go.
Baseball may never lose again.
I mean,
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, Souza, a friend of the Bombastic Podcast, is a pretty good player. I think.
Saturday was a great day for the bombastic pod.
Oh,
We
yeah.
had Sousa's 2 home runs. Jake Faraday comes in for 2 huge
I
outs.
thought he was missing.
Gackle, McIntyre.
At all.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Helfrich didn't know he was the day before.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Say, what else did you need? You just needed Hudson White in there. You need to get him on it. So, I think. Yeah. All right. Any other thing?
How's morale these days, guys? We feeling good?
I feel better.
better.
Feel better.
I think my goal is to. I'm going to try to get 90 minutes of sleep.
I'd say, yeah. That'd be a good spot.
Like a solid nap.
I am glad though that tonight though it did hit. Like
Yeah, me too. I would if it was in the state of flux, I wouldn't have slept at all.
I know, and then like especially like in the morning where it's like, oh geez, we got to get there extra early because you never know. Like,
Yeah.
at least we know now.
Yeah, we're good.
But I do believe, hopefully in the morning is when it gets like official tweets
Yes.
from 100-year check and
Yeah.
Arkansas.
Jeez. I mean, yeah, we'll have a hot, fresh bombastic in your bio.
Yeah,
Will be coming out. We're definitely going to have a pot at the palace. It might be nice for us to do after we come to terms with what's happening and get some thoughts in on its recruiting and everything. And
well, and
could you imagine your phone lines tomorrow on the John Neighbor show?
dude, I may not even talk. I may go full drive time sports and just be like, let's go to the phone lines and then
Oh
just
my
let it go.
goodness, it's going to be
Let it do that. I'm sure. Well, rumor has it I have Matt Jones of Kentucky Sports Radio coming on with me tomorrow.
There we
We'll
go.
see.
That'd be awesome.
'Cause I want to get his thoughts on that. But yeah, besides that, though, I'll be like, all right, 3 minutes, Matt,
Yeah.
getting out because phone lines are revving up. And
I may have already missed it. Has there already been like people with a following that have like done the bit where they're like, you know, guys, if you really look at it, Coach Cal at Kentucky was kind of trending bad. Like, oh, man, you have people already started to do that? Because I feel like today all I've seen is positive and celebration. I haven't seen a ton of people push back, but I feel like tomorrow is going to be the day where everyone's like, not sold.
Yeah. That's definitely coming. Like I've seen a lot of it was things that just soured at Kentucky because of the lack of postseason success the last few
He
years.
was
Like
growing increasingly miserable at Kentucky.
Yeah. Been a lot of that, yeah.
tough scenes in Lexington. The rowdy Rupsters have really been getting after him.
The rowdy upstairs getting after him.
too much for him to handle.
Oh man.
Let's go, man.
Yeah, I'm
This is
pumped. I'm pumped. Just for the sake of excitement of like a story and of a journey and like, and also again, like the next 2-3 weeks is
Hogball matters again, boys. This Bud Walton Arena is a sacred place once again. It was very not sacred down the stretch. There.
facts.
It is.
Yeah.
It is sacred once again.
and I'll be curious to see how Calipari actually enjoys being in a raucous arena of energy instead of Rupp Arena where everyone just sits on their hands. So I always had that vibe, but yeah, he'll be out there. Still want to see if he goes with the suit still or if he just goes straight quarter zip. Like go casual, dude. Arkansas's not a suit type place.
You didn't have a chain on.
Sweet. Just a chain on, like literally have like the turtleneck, like looking like or like a tracksuit maybe. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Go with that.
Yeah, I think jumpsuits would be good. Go full Bob Huggins. You know.
I don't think a coach has ever gone wrong wearing a Q-zip ever.
No.
He could pull that off.
In fact, almost all the coaches, at least the good ones, because Painter's a quarter zip guy, Hurley's a quarter zip guy. I would say, God, obviously.
Hurley's still suiting it up, I think.
Is he? I thought he was a quarter zip guy.
I'll tell you who did not wear a quarter zip. Dawn Staley was. I don't know what she was wearing today. She was showing out. I watched a good like 8 minutes of that one. Cash that South Carolina bet.
I watched the whole first half, and I was like, I could do this. And
Dude,
then,
I was able to live bet
they
UConn
got
or
10-0.
South Carolina
I was
minus
like,
one.
Man, they might be in some trouble.
yeah.
Yeah, I did think it was weird, like seeing all the former like female college basketball, women's college basketball players, like just trashing Caitlin Clark for whatever.
Yeah, you saw
It's not weird.
Tarasi was like, I'd take Beckers over her, number one
I
overall.
was like, okay. It's like, and then in the meantime, she's like just darting 35-footers and like all that. So
And this is why you're not a decision maker.
yeah, pretty much. Well, fellas, this was fun.
Yes, it was.
I mean, this was probably
Shout
our
out to
longest
you guys.
stretch.
Shout out to you guys for carrying this, and then thanks for having me and Ellis come in.
Yeah, I'm glad we could come in for the save.
We're also very nearby.
Yeah,
You know?
like very nearby, and also it's pretty easy to do something like this when it's John Calipari being announced as the head coach. It's very easy to do where it's just you go with the adrenaline from it all. Like somebody tweeted, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to sleep tonight. This is like when Trump won. I was like, well,
There you go.
I
Equal experience for
yeah,
sure.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Well, everybody, appreciate all of you watching and listening in. A great amount of people that was here and hanging out, and we're gonna have the best coverage of all things Razorback basketball in the Calipari hiring
The
and
Calipara.
Calipara era.
Nice.
Well, press conference reportedly 3:00 Tuesday, so we'll have that and Hot at the Palace, bombastic.
Raise
show.
for real, or
We're
is
gonna have
that
it all.
just like a bit? Is that a bit?
What's that?
The Tuesday at 3:00 presser at 3.
Oh,
Is that a bit?
I don't think it's a bit. That's what I was told. So hopefully
Okay.
a bit.
Great timing, if that's the thing.
Yeah, I'd say it would be.
You've said it enough to where you convinced me at least.
I got the text
Okay.
from the people that know these things. So yeah.
There you go.
But anyways.
Join us for the eclipse tomorrow.
Yeah. We may just go live at like 8 a.m. tomorrow and just like have it going the entire day. We'll be in and out, nice, hanging out with us if you want to do
Brett will
that.
be carrying it for a section.
Yeah. We'll have the interns come in and do that too. So, anyways, well, have a great morning, folks, and subscribe to Natty State, and we'll get after it again tomorrow. We'll see y'all.